It's time to show them.
Yeah.
You have now mastered the basic skills. It's time for your first challenge.
Happy Sunday to everybody out there. Welcome in. It's another football Sunday. We're gonna go through what happened last week, recap last week's slate of games, get into this week's slate of games, talk about some of the fantasy football, talk about some of the betting odds and things like that. So feel free to come on in, jump into the comments, hit the link if you want to join the conversation. As always, please hit that like button on the way in. It's your boy Iceberg. We're not going to waste your time. It's already a game on over, I think they're in London again. They're over international somewhere. In London. Right now, the Rams are up in that game over the Jaguars, 14-0, 151 remaining in the first quarter. Jaguars are getting the ball back after just receiving the kickoff there. So I'll keep you updated on that game as it's going. Nick Lee, the godly man in the building. Good morning to you, bro. I appreciate you being here. Let me go ahead and get this banner up real quick. And the link is pinned, so like I said, if you want to hit the link, talk about your team, talk about anything really, you're obviously welcome. Of course, we're going to keep things on subject as much as possible. And let me go ahead and share. Let's first look at last week's games. Let's do that first. Let's look at last week's games first. So looking over at Salute Ears. Appreciate you coming through, bro. Like I said, anybody's welcome to hit the link. We just gonna have some Bucks Nation in the area, man. Forget them Bucks, man. My 49ers went down there to them Bucks, lost Fred Warner, man. I mean, we just been a mash unit already. losing him on defense, that's going to be a big loss. I think that made a big difference in that game because a lot of them throws that Baker was getting away with over the middle of the field. Come on up. A lot of them throws I feel like Baker was getting away with over the middle of the field. He wouldn't have been able to get away with if Fred Warner would have been out there. But man, shout out to the Bucks though. They are looking good. I like the way that Baker's been playing this year. He should be in everybody's talk right now for MVP, my opinion. The way that he's been looking. Yeah. Teran, aka T19 in the building. Salute to you, bro. Good morning. Yeah, looking at last week, Giants whooped the Eagles. Not very many people expected that. We talked about that on last week's show. The Broncos barely squeaked by the Jets. The Colts beat the Cardinals. It was a lot closer than I actually predicted the game to be. The Rams beat the Ravens. That's pretty expected right now. The Ravens haven't really been able to be much, especially without Lamar. The Steelers beat the Browns pretty good. I expected that game to be a lot closer than it was, but the Steelers beat them pretty good on that one. Seahawks beat the Jaguars. I actually thought that the Jaguars would win that game just because of the travel from west to east and all of that. You said the Eagles going to the Super Bowl to red. They better get their minds right if they are. They got to clean up a lot of things. The Chargers beat the Dolphins. That game was a lot closer than I expected. Cowboys. We talked about that one a lot because we got a lot of Cowboys fans. Knowledge is Power TV. Salute to you, bro. We got a lot of Cowboys fans in here, and we talked about that one a lot and how the Panthers have the Cowboys number in Carolina. I don't know what it is, but something about the Cowboys going to Carolina, the Panthers win that game more than they don't. And the Panthers, as you all may know, are undefeated this season at home. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. They're pretty good at home, and they're not that good on the road thus far. FBA, it's deeper. Salute. Good morning to you. The Patriots beat the Saints. That's pretty expected. That game's a little closer than I expected, but for them going on the road, the Patriots, I like the way the Patriots are playing. They're a team that not many people are keeping an eye on, but they're playing really good under Vrabel, and they got McDaniels back as the offensive coordinator. So they basically have Belichick's coordinators, but just they're running the team now without Belichick there, you know. So, I mean, they're putting it back together. They got belief in Drake May, so they might be putting something together up there, you know, for even if it's not this season, them, you know, making a whole lot of noise next season. But I mean, they're looking pretty good. We'll look at the standings here in a minute. Raiders beat the Titans. Both of those teams are pretty in the dumps right now, so that game could have went either way. Raiders got the win at home. Good for them. Teran, I 100% agree with that comment. I'll talk about that in a minute. I'll put your comment on the screen after we finish this, and I 100% agree with that. I talked about that a little bit last week. We talked about the Bucks and 49ers. 49ers got beat down there in Tampa. That's another one of those west to east things. And again, we lost Fred Warner in that game, so that changed things up. The Packers beat the Bengals, pretty expected. Without Andy Dalton and not Andy Dalton, damn. Joe Burrow. Shit, Andy Dalton, old quarterback for them. Joe Burrow and but I mean, Flacco, we'll see in this week's games. He got it done. The Chiefs beat the Lions. I actually thought the Lions would win that game, but hey, the Chiefs aren't as dead as a lot of people are making them out to be. Falcons beat the Bills. And the Bills only put up 14 points. That's very unexpected to me. I thought the Bills would get that game. And then the Bears beat the Commanders. Another one, I thought the Commanders would get that game. So that's last week's recap. Looking at this week, we already had the Thursday night game. We see the Bengals beat the Steelers. Not many people picked that with Flacco at quarterback, but hey, what can you say, right? And so on that, Teran said, well, no, sorry, different team. And then right now, you got the Rams playing against the Jaguars. So let's look at Teran's comment. Talking about them Eagles. Teran's an Eagles fan, and he said the team need to get rid of AJ. And I agree. I said that last week talking about the Eagles. I think the ruckus that he is making, wanting to be that number one receiver for whatever reason. I understand it maybe because he has incentives in his contract that he's trying to make. You know, number of catches, number of touchdowns, whatever. So it may be something like that he's trying to hit. Welcome to the stage. We got Teran in the building. Salute, Teran.
Yeah, salute.
Yeah, so on that subject, I was saying, I agree with you. I think they need to get rid of AJ as well. The ruckus that he's making in the locker room, you know, wanting to kind of be that number one receiver, whether it's him trying to hit incentives in his contract or whatever the case may be, it seems like it's causing them to force their game plan in a way that's not healthy. Because, I mean, Saquon, he's hardly even getting that many touches this year.
Right.
I mean, and then, yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, you need to get rid of him because I know it's another receiver out there. But you know what I'm saying? If we ain't going to the Super Bowl, we need to pick up another wide receiver from the SEC.
Okay. And I don't have my eye on any specific, you know, receiver that would fit there. But I mean, I think the receivers that y'all have, if y'all were to move on from AJ, bring in another receiver that wasn't even wanting to be, say, that star diva number one receiver, I think the receivers that y'all have could step up into that number one role, and whoever y'all brought in could just need to be a kind of a piece to fit within the team.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, because it just seems like their game plan, since he made those comments, and what was that, after like week 2 or something like that, their game plan, they've been trying to force things a certain way, and then that didn't work. So then they try to go back the other way, and teams have just been prepared for what they've had. And it just hasn't been working, obviously. I mean, as we can see, and then the defense is not the same either. So it just doesn't seem to be working with them trying to force things, trying to make certain people happy as opposed to just playing the best, you know, making the best play.
Right. You just being a prima donna, which we don't need. We don't need that right now.
Right. I agree. I definitely thought the Eagles were going to come back this year and be, I mean, and they started out looking like it, you know, but I thought they were going to be just all kinds of dominant, but they've definitely shown some weaknesses here, you know, with some of the scores, with some of the ways they've been having to win games, and then with these couple of losses that they've had too.
Right.
Yep.
You're right about that. Like I said, if we ain't going to the Super Bowl, you might well pick like I said, get a receiver from. You can get a receiver from Alabama.
I mean, they would know, or they would understand the system of a Jalen type of player, you know, because I mean, he's definitely one of those SEC molded type of quarterbacks. So those types of receivers, I mean, Alabama's definitely produced some, you know, good star receivers. Who is out there right now that is on a team that may be looking to make a trade and would take AJ Brown for, say, an Alabama receiver that's not necessarily the top tier, but maybe that next level?
Shit, you can go back to the Cowboys.
I don't know who the Cowboys would be willing to let go of on that offensive side. I mean, they need some defensive players. I don't think they need an AJ Brown down there. I mean, CD should be coming back this week. Matter of fact, I need to look at that in my fantasy league because I have him on one of my teams. I think CD Lamb should be back this week. So with him coming back, the Cowboys should be pretty good at receiver. Yeah, he's back in the lineup. Matter of fact, let me put him in the lineup. But yeah, I agree with you though that moving on from him looks to be like their key move this season if they're trying to really go on that Super Bowl run again. You know, just like, you know, every Super Bowl team loses players. You know, they may have lost players on the line and stuff like that. Sometimes you gotta make a trade of a player that is just not fitting in the mold anymore. You know, and even though that player is considered a top tier player, sometimes you got to make that move, and it's the right move for you. You know, that's the way I'm looking at that for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you because you know it's like this. You know what I'm saying? If you go on a team to team, you still complain. This is problem is you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you retired one.
Kiss my cheeks. Good morning to you. Let's take a look at the standings, the current standings. Before this week, the game from Thursday, that standing will probably show in here, but all the rest of them are before this week's games. You see in the AFC East, the Patriots and the Bills right now tied for first place, and the Patriots are up in that based off of their division record. They're 2-0, and the Bills are 2-1. You're welcome, KMC, and you're welcome to hit the link if you want to talk about that. It's fine. And I didn't necessarily feel like I was doing it for you. I felt it because of the way that he talks about wanting to hear men or see men address other men when they feel like they're kind of out of pocket. I felt like he was out of pocket in a situation. So that's why I addressed it, But I know some people, may look at it a certain kind of way or whatever. It is what it is. You and I understand what it was, so that's all that matters to me, really. I was hoping that he would understand it as well, but he didn't. But you and I understand it is, so blessings to you. I appreciate you. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about in the chat, don't worry about it. Okay, here she comes. Kiss my cheeks in the building. How you doing?
Hello, Iceberg. Good morning. Hi, Ran.
Good morning.
Hey,
Just Jay, good morning to you.
hey.
So I just wanted to come up and say I didn't feel in any way like you were coming to my rescue or anything like that, Iceberg. I understood fully where you were coming from. I understand people do take things and, go left.
Mm-hmm.
I just really came and said, just to say I appreciate you because I seen what you was going through at the time.
I appreciate you too. Thank you for coming and saying that. And I appreciate you for understanding what my intent was there. Again, it wasn't an intent to get in the middle of anything necessarily or anything like that. I thought that him as the man that he, beats his chest to be and all of that would understand what I was saying. And I understood where you were in the situation in terms of him asking you a very loaded question and then trying to paint you in the box of answering the specific way he wants you to, as opposed to allowing you to elaborate. And you knew he wasn't going to allow you to elaborate. So just going straight with a yes or no to his question, and that meaning yes or no to everything that he loaded in that question. I don't agree with the person forcing somebody to answer a question like that without elaboration.
Right. And I understood. And that's why I let you men kind of have the conversation. I just didn't want you to feel like I left you out to the wolves. That's
Oh,
all.
no, not at all. Not at all. Because again, when I was doing it, I wasn't even doing it necessarily because it was you. Because if I had observed it and it would have been anyone in that same exact
That's how I
situation,
feel.
I would have come up and done it. That's why I was like, kiss my cheeks. Can I get in here? Can I get in here? And I wanted to kind of just get you out of it and me have a man-to-man conversation with him
Right. I
because
felt that.
of right. So that's all it was.
All right. Thanks for the conversation. All right, Ran.
All right.
Yeah, fellas.
Appreciate you. Let's kiss my cheeks, y'all. So, like I said, if y'all don't know what we're talking about, it's not important. You don't have to worry about it, But if you hear about it, that's what we were addressing. It happened over on a Thaddeus panel earlier. So, back to the standings. Looking at AFC East, like you said, Patriots and Bills are both tied 4-2. Patriots ahead just because of the division records. You got the Dolphins 1-5, and then the 0-6 Jets. So not very much competition other than the Patriots and the Bills right now. A lot of people, of course, thought the Bills were going to run away with this division, including myself. But Patriots are making it very competitive, and to me, they're looking better than the Bills just today. Now, it may end up with the Bills running away with the division, but today, week 7, the Patriots are looking better than the Bills overall, full team to me. AFC North, you got the Steelers 4-2, Bengals surprisingly to me still 3-4. Got that win, of course. What the hell? Hold on, y'all. Got the they're surprisingly 3-4. They got that win over Pittsburgh, so that helps them because that's a division win. And Burrow should be coming back. I'm not sure how many weeks he's supposed to be out overall, but he should be coming back pretty soon. Ravens 1-5 without Lamar Jackson. Cleveland 1-5 with their debacle. They still won't play Shedeur Sanders just to see how he is. Cleveland, they're Cleveland. They're doing what Cleveland is known to do. AFC South got the Colts 5-1. Jaguars are 4-2. They're playing right now, getting beat. So they need to get it together, or the Colts start trying to run away with this division. Texans 2-3. I haven't paid as much attention to them this year as I expected I would because I like their coaching staff, and I thought that Stroud would be pretty good. So I'm not even sure if he's injured or what. I just haven't paid as much attention to the Texans this year. And then you got the Titans at 1-5, not really looking to do a whole lot this season. Young team. Yeah. AFC West, you got the Chargers 4-2, Broncos 4-2. I think those two will probably fight it out all season for who's going to take. Well, I don't know. They got Kansas City coming on strong now too. So I mean, you really got three teams in that division that are going to fight it out for who's going to take away the division. The Chargers getting that early jump, of wins is good for them because Kansas City looks like they're trying to turn it around. If they put it together, they can go on a run and jump out in that division. The Broncos, really good defense, is, rated one of the top defenses in the league right now. Offense is a little up and down. 4-2 again, that jumps that Kansas City early record and them having the 4 early wins helps both of those teams in their situations. Raiders 2-4. Yeah, not much to talk about there. Going over to the NFC, you got the Eagles in the NFC East 4-2. We just talked about them a lot. Maybe need to make some changes at receiver, but we'll see if they're planning on going on another Super Bowl run. You got the Commanders 3-3. Jaden Daniels has been in and out of the lineup. I expected them to win that game last week. That would have been really good for them, but we'll see how they put it together. They have a really talented team. I have high expectations for them. And the Eagles kind of being in this little slippage right here lately gives them an opportunity to jump right into the talk with them. Cowboys 2-3-1. They're being the Cowboys. Dak is playing really great. 40 to splat, a salute to you. You say go Colts. Colts are looking good. I mean, they're leading their division, got a really good record. Cowboys 2-3-1. Dak is playing really good. Their offense is playing really good. Their defense is probably the worst defense in the league. So, I mean, you put those two together, and that's kind of what you get, that 500. I mean, even with the tie, I mean, that's as 500 as you can get, right?
They got a lot on offense.
Say it again.
I said the Cowboys got a lot on their offense.
Yeah. They got to outscore teams for sure and just hope the defense can just not allow a touchdown every time down the field, The defense can hold the team to field goals and the offense can keep scoring touchdowns. That's kind of the only way the Cowboys can win. Now, that's not going to work come the playoffs, but against some of these weaker opponents, they got to try to rack up some wins because, I mean, they looking at 500, with 17-game season, they looking at a real 500 record, like 8-1. As 500 as you can get on the season, right? Giants 2-4. They made the change at quarterback. They're trying to put some things together, but I mean, they got injuries and stuff. So, I mean, they're just a team that I think is building for the future more so than anything else right now. NFC North, you got the Packers 3-1-1. That one again is against the Cowboys on that tie.
Yeah, that seems interesting right there. Them records seem interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like just a stinky record, That tie is just ugly on your record. I don't know what to expect out of the Packers as far as the division is concerned. I expected the Lions to win the division. I still expect the Lions to win the division. That one may help or hurt the Packers come the end of the season, but I think the Lions may get enough games separation from them that it's not even going to come into play. Vikings, they are kind of up and down. They've dealt with some injuries at quarterback as well. I don't really have a whole lot to say on them. The Bears have been the same thing. You get a good week out of them, and then you get a bad week out of them. So I don't expect the Vikings or the Bears really to compete for the division. I expect the Lions to win it still at this point, even though they're in second right now, and the Packers will probably compete. But we'd have to look at schedules really to know how that would shake out. NFC South, Ears Bucks sitting at 5-1 in first place. They're looking really good right now, doing what they're supposed to be doing and getting the wins. You know, I mean, some of the games have been close, but they're getting the wins. That's what matters. Falcons sitting at second in that division, 3-2. Falcons a lot better than people expected. I mean,
I'm shocked.
yeah. I don't know that anybody picked the Falcons other than maybe a real Falcons fan, you know, that is just betting with their heart. I don't know that many people picked the Falcons to be competing as well as they are right now, getting the certain wins that they are, but they put together a competitive team and they're looking to compete. You know, I don't think Tampa's going to only have one loss on the rest of the season. And, of course, those teams will play each other. I don't know if they've played each other yet or not, but they'll have to play each other at least one more time. So they'll be looking to compete, you know, definitely for a wild card spot, surprisingly to me. Panthers. Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
no,
in the NFC South, okay. From out of that, I would choose the Buccaneers or Carolina.
So you choose Carolina over the Falcons?
Yeah, because like I said, it may be the quarterback, it may be the offensive scheme, because they running real well right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, with Atlanta Falcons, to be honest with you, I haven't looked at them, but who knows? They might pull it out.
Right. Yeah, I haven't watched much Falcons this season. I mean, I haven't even seen a whole lot of highlights from their games. So I don't know a whole lot of what they got going on as far as, you know, who's the big players, you know, that's getting, you know, stuff going. Carolina, they're 3-3. They lose on the road and they win at home. I mean, so again, if they keep up that trend, that's setting themselves up to be right around 500. They're going to have to start winning on the road if they want to actually make some noise and be able to, you know, try to be a playoff caliber team. The Jaguars just missed a field goal in the game, so the score is still 14-0 in that game over there in London. The Saints 1-5, not much expectations out of them this season. So yeah, not much to talk about there. NFC West. Go ahead.
I mean, luckily with the New Orleans Saints, they might just win one more little game. That's it.
Right. Yeah, they might go 2-15, something like that. Again, they're looking setting up to be in the runners for the first pick in the draft. I mean, seriously, that's how they are. It'll be between them, you know, and probably the Titans or the Raiders. The Jets, Jets are looking pretty bad. Dolphins looking bad. Yeah, so it's going to be one of them type of teams right there. That's where New Orleans is kind of setting right now this season. NFC West, 49ers, surprising to me. That's my team, but sitting at 4-2. You see also Seahawks at 4-2 and the Rams also at 4-2. The 49ers have beaten most of these teams already. In the division, they're 3-0. So they've beaten all of the teams in their division.
And you know where that quarterback from?
Which one? Purdy or Mac Jones?
Mac Jones, you know where he's from?
Alabama. Yeah. I know about his journey. And I know that Kyle Shanahan has actually liked Mac Jones going back to when he was drafted, you know. So he's wanted to coach Mac Jones for a long time. He's played pretty good. I mean, he got beat up a little bit last week. Didn't look too good. But again, Tampa's looking like one of the top teams in the league. So you go up against a team like that, you're going to look pretty bad, you know. You just got to clean some of that stuff up because you may have to face them again come the playoffs if you plan on going all the way. And again, we got Purdy, who is really our starting quarterback. So we'll see what Shanahan decides to do whenever Purdy is fully healthy. Having Mac Jones as the backup is a good thing, I think, in my opinion, because he can come in, fill in the role very well and very similar, and we just keep on rolling. It's better than really dropping big time in the caliber of quarterback from your starter to your backup. That's just my opinion.
Right.
Yeah. Seattle, again, they're 4-2. That's kind of surprising to me, but hey, the 49ers are surprising to me the same way. Rams are 4-2. I expected the Rams to really be leading this division, but they're just playing kind of up and down, so they're not really trying to run away with it. They're not showing anything that makes them any more impressive than the Seahawks or the 49ers at this point. Cardinals, we talked about this a lot last week, and to me, I didn't want to buy into this concept. Whenever I heard it, probably 3-4 years ago from, I don't know whether it was Skip Bayless. I don't think it was Skip, though. I think it was somebody else. But, somebody on ESPN, 3-4 years ago or so, when they talked about Kyler Murray as a quarterback, and they talked about how much he likes to play video games and not necessarily be studying, the book or interacting with the team and stuff like that, right? And I didn't buy into that mentality back then 3-4 years ago. But then when I see the Cardinals go out there and they have receivers who are more ready to celebrate than score the touchdown to the point that they lose the ball and it causes them to lose the game and things like that, it feels like that video game mentality has seeped into the rest of the offense. And that's a problem. If your quarterback is supposed to be the leader of one of the leaders of the team, and the young players see the quarterback more focused on other things than actual football, that's a problem for the whole organization of your team. I mean, the quarterback just, unfortunately, they have to carry themselves a certain professional way. Now, well, I'm going to say that, and I'm going to say this as well. I feel like the stuff that they did with, say, a Cam Newton was wrong, because Cam Newton always presented himself as a professional. The media just like to fuck with him all the time. But because he was flashy and not talking the exact way they wanted him to talk, they didn't like it. But Cam Newton knew the plays, he studied film, he knew how to talk actual football and all of that stuff. So nobody criticized Cam Newton of not being prepared for the games or any of that stuff. So if anybody wants to go try to make those things similar, that's why I'm saying they're not the same. But Kyler Murray has gotten those people criticizing him of that. And now I see other players on the offense doing things that makes me think that mentality has seeped into the entire team, and it's going to cause them to continue to basically lose games because people aren't taking things as serious as they need to.
Oh, okay. Okay, and in the NFC West, okay. I see that then. I see the 49ers. I mean, for it make it obvious overall, I think the 49ers are gonna make it. And the Seattle Seahawks, they got a quarterback from Alabama. He's gonna be fat next year. Next year he might take over. He's like the Lamar. What's that dude? On Baltimore. What's that dude? The quarterback.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, he's the new Lamar Jackson.
Okay. What's his name? You said for Seattle?
Jalen Milroe.
Milroe. Okay. I remember Milroe's name from college.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I remember Milroe.
Well, everybody giving him slack for inconsistency, but in the end of the day, well, if you sit down with him and read these defenses, he's gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
So you said he's in Seattle?
Yeah.
He is he backing up Darnold right now? He gonna take over?
No, he's back up. He's back up right now. He's playing with in the preseason.
Okay. I see they got Darnold listed right now as the starter up there in Seattle. Okay. But you expect Milroe to come in and do something whenever he gets his opportunity.
Right, cause
Okay.
I'm telling you, he got this. Check out his highlights. This dude got wheels, and he got
Okay.
an arm.
Okay. All right. All right. So he just got to work on his accuracy to get people off his back about that.
He got to work on his. He got to work on his seeing the field, seeing the defense.
Okay. So
But
yeah, he got to be able to read them NFL schemes.
yeah, when he take off, he take off. He gone. You ain't. I'm telling you, he gonna be a force to reckon with.
Okay.
If somebody work with him, man, he gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Okay. The Rams just scored another touchdown in that game. It's going to make it 20-0 right now, pending the extra point. 4:37 remaining in the second quarter. So approaching halftime, the Rams are up 3 touchdowns on the Jaguars over there in London. Extra point is good. So 21-0 Rams over Jaguars in London. 4:37 remaining in the second quarter. Yeah, so Rams are putting it on them. They'll just have to keep it going in the second half, because Jacksonville can score points, if they get their act together. So Rams just had to keep it turned on in the second half. So your touchdowns so far in that game are passing touchdown from Stafford to Mumpfield. You had another passing touchdown from Stafford to Devontae Adams, and a second passing touchdown from Stafford to Devontae Adams. So Stafford has 3 passing touchdowns in the game. Devontae Adams has received 2, and Mumpfield has received the other one. All 3 extra points were good by Cardi, the kicker. So if you got any of those people in fantasy, you might be getting some pretty good points with Stafford or Devontae Adams right now. Trevor Lawrence is giving me boo-boo right now. Oh, crap. I got to make a change over here. They done listed Debo as out, so I got to go. Hey, y'all, make sure y'all check your fantasy teams.
Yeah, I remember Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, he used to play for the hey, he in the SEC. I know what Trevor Lawrence. He used to play Clemson. Yeah, he used to play
Clemson. Oh yeah, because they used to be in the ACC.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So Debo Samuel is out, y'all. If you did not know, if you have him on your team for Washington, Debo Samuel is out this week. So that changes things a little bit. Zach Ertz is questionable. Yeah, so if you got Debo Samuel in your lineup, make sure you get him switched out, because I just now noticed that he has been questionable the last couple of weeks, and he was questionable going into this week, but he is actually officially listed as out. Let's look at this week's games. All right, so you got Patriots and Titans. I expect Patriots to win that pretty handily. Right now, they're favored by 6.5. It is on the road. But Patriots playing pretty good. Titans, not playing that good here lately. Let's see if there's any key injuries in that game.
So they're playing. So what? So the Patriots playing in their home turf?
No, it's in Tennessee. Game is in Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
Drake May against Cam Ward. Those are your quarterbacks. Right now, Drake May has a 112.5 passer rating. Cam Ward is 67.3. Cam Ward has more interceptions than touchdowns. Drake May right now has 10 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. For your running backs, you got Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots, who is fumbling the ball way too many times. He has 2 touchdowns and 3 fumbles. He's averaging 3 yards per carry. Against Tony Pollard for the Titans, 2 touchdowns, 2 fumbles, averaging just under 4 yards per carry.
Saying that it might be a little close.
Yeah. For your receivers, your top receivers, Stephon Diggs for the Patriots, Eric Ayo-Manor. I'm not sure how. Elick Ayo-Manor. I'm not sure who he is, but he's on the Titans. He has 2 touchdowns. so far this year. Right now, showing on your injury report for the Patriots, you got Stephon Diggs questionable with a chest injury. Antonio Gibson is on IR. Obviously, that's one of their running backs. They had a 3 running back tandem. So Gibson's on IR. Stevenson fumbles a lot. And then the other guy, he's going to start getting more touches, obviously. For the Titans, Calvin Ridley's out with a hamstring injury at wide receiver.
Oh, man.
Will Levis, obviously, quarterback is on IR, but he's, I think, kind of the backup anyways. I don't see.
I remember him.
Ridley?
He was from Alabama. He was 5'2".
So those are your injuries and, the status of that game. Patriots at Titans. That's one of your 1 o'clock games. You got the Saints at the Bears. Ugh. I mean, who wants to watch that? Really?
Nobody for real, but I think I'll put my money on the Bears.
If I had to put money on the game, I would put it on the Bears. They're at home. The Saints are traveling to them. Spencer Rattler versus Caleb Williams. Yeah. Alvin Kamara at running back for the Saints. DeAndre Swift for the Bears. Chris Olave, top receiver for the Saints. Rome Odunze, top receiver for the Bears. DeAndre Swift is questionable with a groin injury at running back. Noah Sewell's out with a concussion at linebacker for the Bears. That's a big loss. Let's see here on the Saints. I don't know if anybody has any Saints players on their roster. I don't see any names that are key players as far as fantasy football is concerned. So, yeah, let's move on from that game. Dolphins and Browns, another one. Who wants to watch this? This is a bad slate this week. I mean, these games have to happen, but oh my goodness, this is a bad slate. Dolphins and Browns. Okay. The Browns are actually favored in this game. I guess. They're at home. Tua Tagovailoa versus Dylan Gabriel because the Browns refused to play Shedeur Sanders. Devin Achane at running back for the Dolphins. Quinshawn Judkins, running back for the Browns. Jalen Waddle at receiver for the Dolphins because Tyreek is out for the season. Jerry Jeudy for the Browns. David Njoku at tight end is out for the Browns with a knee injury. Cedric Tillman, wide receiver, is out with the Browns on IR with a hamstring. Of course, they still got Deshaun Watson on their PUP list. Let's see here. Yeah. And then for the Dolphins, of course, we already mentioned Tyreek Hill. And yeah, that's about it. So if you got any of those players, have fun with that game. I'm not interested.
Yeah, I don't know with the Dolphins, but yeah, like you said, Cleveland might win because I know Tua kind of injury prone, but I don't know that. I thought that team supposed to go and make it to the Super Bowl.
Who, the Dolphins?
Yeah.
They have just been trash. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but they've just been trash. They can't put it together.
Right, because they got an elite quarterback, but he injury prone sometimes.
Right. He used to get them concussions all the time. He ain't been injured too much lately, I don't think, but he just been bad.
Right. Then he got Jalen Waddle. Man, that dude right there.
Right.
But like I said, I don't know. It may be. I don't know. Maybe. To me, they probably need a new. He need to just go, or just find a new coordinator to work with them. I don't know. That's record crazy.
Yeah, I mean they've had a lot of big players, but they just can't ever put their whole package together. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the management of the team. I'm not sure. I haven't paid close enough attention to them to actually pinpoint what their issues are, but I know they've had some big time star names, players who put up big stats and stuff like that, but it doesn't amount to anything.
All right. It might be ego.
maybe 156 remaining in the second quarter. The Jaguars are driving. They're going to a timeout right now. I'm not sure what down it is, but the Jaguars are driving. They're still down 21-0. Like I said, 156 remaining in the second quarter. So the Jaguars are driving. Going to try to put some points on the board before the end of the half. You got the Panthers at the Jets. Panthers going to try to get their first one on the road against the winless Jets. The Jets trying to get their first win overall. You got Bryce Young against Justin Fields at quarterback. Both of them, Bryce Young got 10 touchdowns but 5 interceptions. Justin Fields only has 4 touchdowns with no interceptions. So I don't know if he's just not even throwing the ball or what.
Yeah, we call him All State.
Say what?
We call him All State.
Oh, lovely. It's happy Saturday to you. Or happy Sunday. What am I talking about? Happy Sunday to you. Link is pinned. You're always welcome to join and talk your Cowboys if you want to.
Justin Fields, he's a pretty good quarterback. I think he's from the college
Ohio State.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ohio State. At running back in this game, you got Rico Dowdle for the Panthers against Breece Hall for the Jets. And then, oh my goodness. All right, I don't even know how to say this dude on the Panthers' first name. Tedarea McMillan. His last name's McMillan. He's number 4. And then Mason Taylor for the Jets. So the receiver situation is very questionable on these teams. Injuries. You got Jalen Coker for the Panthers at wide receiver. He's questionable with the quadricep. You got their center for the Panthers, Austin Corbett. He's questionable with the knee at MCL.
Man, no.
When your center's questionable, that's a problem. I don't know if he's their starting center or not, but I imagine he is. He's at the top of this report. So, and it's not in alphabetical order. David Moore on IR wide receiver. You should already know that. Looking on the Jet side, they got a corner, Michael Carter, out with a concussion. Linebacker, questionable with a groin. Corner, doubtful with a hip. Linebacker, doubtful with a hip. Wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, doubtful with a knee.
Depending on their hip, man, they're gonna be out for a little minute.
Yeah, them hips, and you talking about corners and linebackers, they gotta try to shift and all of that. So them hips, that's gonna be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Lovelace, I appreciate you. I appreciate you checking in, and blessings to everybody out there. And my vibes are with all of y'all out there. Much support to everybody out there. All right, so that's Panthers and Jets. I couldn't put money on that game either because the Panthers haven't shown me that they can win on the road. The Jets haven't shown me they can win at all. So, I mean, I can't say the Panthers are favorite, huh?
It's a toss-up.
Right, it's a toss-up for me. I would take the Jets with the points just because I'm getting the points and they're at home. If it was the Jets at the Panthers, then I could see it. But since the Jets are at home, I would take the Jets with the points in that situation. But it's more of a toss-up game for real. Eagles and Vikings. So Tehran got interest in this game. Eagles favored by 2.5 over the Vikings in Minnesota. Who are key in there? So first we got Jalen Hurts against Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts 8 touchdowns, 1 interception. Carson Wentz 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Their quarterback ratings are right around the same. Hurts at 100.2, Wentz at 99.5. Saquon Barkley, 3 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, only averaging 3.4 yards per carry. Jordan Mason, 3 touchdowns, 1 fumble, averaging 4.68 yards per carry for the Vikings. Top receivers, you got Devontae Smith for the Eagles. He's 321 yards, 1 touchdown. Justin Jefferson for the Vikings, 449 yards, 1 touchdown. Key injuries. Jalen Carter for the Eagles questionable with a heel on the defensive side of the line. Landon Dickerson at guard questionable with the ankle. Quez Watkins at wide receiver is questionable with an undisclosed injury.
Unclosed injury mean
Undisclosed. They're not telling you what it is. It just says he's questionable and the reason's undisclosed. So they're not telling you why. Let's see here. Yeah, and you should know about everybody else. Nolan Smith's on IR. Darius Cooper's on IR. Yeah, so that's the Eagles side. On the Vikings side, they got 2 linebackers questionable, one with a hamstring, one with a knee. They got a guard questionable with a hamstring. Andrew Van Ginkel, their linebacker, is out with a neck injury.
Jeez. That's
the guy with the long hair, the white linebacker with the long, like, flowing hair, Van Ginkel. Yeah. They got a defensive lineman questionable with a hip, tackle questionable with a knee, a MCL. JJ McCarthy is questionable with an ankle.
I mean,
Aaron Jones. Go ahead.
I say you can play hurt with an ankle, but with an ACL,
yeah, you got I don't know what in the world's happening in this game right now. I'm gonna have to. It's like an injury, but I'm trying to see. So Jacksonville did not score anything. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they went for it on 4th down, didn't make it, or what. But I see Stafford back out on the field now. There's 1:28 left in the second quarter. So Jacksonville must have tried to go for the touchdown or something. Or, I mean, I don't know if there was a turnover. I missed it. But, yeah, the Rams have the ball right now. 1:28 remaining in the first quarter. 1st and 10. They have it at about the, if they would show the field and not Puka, they keep showing the sideline and stuff. I think they got it at like the 10-yard line. Something like that. More injuries for the Vikings. They got Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler both out at running back on IR. Rondell Moore out on IR wide receiver. So they got a whole bunch of injuries over there. Yeah, so the Rams got the ball now, 2nd down at about the 20-yard line. 1:18 and counting in the game. They're letting the clock go ahead and run. They're up 21-0. They're probably just going to try to run it out. Jaguars do have 1 timeout remaining. Rams have 2 timeouts remaining.
Well, with the game with the Eagles, the only thing that game it's gonna go on the ground, but it'll be a little less than the shotgun effect.
So they're going to get Saquon involved more in this one?
Yeah, they have to.
Okay. I hope so. I got him on one of my teams, and he ain't really done much this season.
I mean, like I said, they're going to be looking for the passing game, like I said, because you got the wide receivers. You got you got Smith on it. Then you got, like I said, that running back is necessary. They got to run that ball. That's all. They got to run that ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I agree. If they run the ball, control the clock, essentially, control the game, keep the ball from getting to Justin Jefferson. I mean, there you go. But if they can let Carson Wentz and Justin Jefferson make some connections and let the Vikings control the game, they might be in trouble.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they need to come out, play some control, establish the run, get Saquon controlling things, and then they can find them receivers for some plays. But if they come out, they want to get pass happy, have these quick drives. They didn't, pass first down, pass first down, then try to, get nothing on it. Try to run 2nd down. Saquon may only get, 2-3 yards. So now they going back to 3rd and 7. So it's a passing down to get nothing on that. Get the ball right back to the Vikings. And then they start connecting at home with Justin Jefferson. It's just going to be a long day for them Eagles. But right now they're favored by 2.5. So.
Yeah. We got to see how it's played out.
Yep. Just going to see how they come out playing.
You think one might be close or be like a 18 lead?
Hmm. Yeah, I'm thinking that's going to be a close game. You know, you see the odds makers basically having a field goal win type of game. So it's going to be one of those that's going to probably come down to the line like the Eagles have been all season. I mean, most of their games this season have come down to the line one way or another. The ones they've been winning, a lot of them come down to the line, and they've lost some like that. So I don't think this will be any different for them. Raiders and Chiefs. Chiefs favored by 12.5. That's a big number, but the Chiefs are at home. They played a lot better last week, and the Raiders are, pretty bad. 12.5 is a big number, but the Chiefs will probably cover that. Geno Smith versus Patrick Mahomes. Geno, 7 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. We're in week 7, going into week 7. He has 10 interceptions already. Patrick Mahomes, 11 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So I think the Chiefs will probably take Geno's interception total up to probably 11 or 12. I might actually need to put something on that. Geno 2+ interceptions in the game. Running backs for the game. Raiders have Ashton Genty, 3 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Chiefs Isaiah Pacheco he don't really have any stats as far as touchdowns or fumbles. And then receivers, Jacoby Myers for the Raiders, 329 yards, no touchdown. Xavier Worthy for the Chiefs, 145 yards, 1 touchdown. Injuries, Brock Bowers, doubtful at tight end for the Raiders. A wide receiver, Alex Bachman, questionable. Jacoby Myers at wide receiver, questionable. And then for the Chiefs, you got
Georgia.
Which one?
The tight end, Bowers. Oh, yeah,
Brock Bowers. Yeah, he's doubtful with a knee.
Oh, dang.
For the Raiders.
He had injury. He had the same injury in college.
Okay, he got a PCL injury right now that he's dealing with.
He might, yeah.
For the Chiefs, you got Josh Simmons out at tackle for personal reasons. That's pretty much it. I mean, you got a couple people on IR for undisclosed reasons and, stuff like that. But that's pretty much all they got out. So, like I said, I expect the Chiefs to win that game. 12.5. I mean, they'll probably win by 2 touchdowns. It's just 12.5 is a big number for you to lay on, the line there. Giants and Broncos. Broncos favored at home by 7.5. Giants have been playing a lot better lately, but the Broncos is really probably rated the top defense in the league right now. So they might make it a long day for Jackson Dart. The Giants defense has not been that great. Bo Nix, I'm not saying he's lighting it up right now. You got Jackson Dart, who came in replacing Russell Wilson, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 87.8 quarterback rating. Bo Nix, 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions with an 88.2 quarterback rating. So their quarterback rating is about the same, and Bo Nix has had a whole lot more experience.
Yeah, but he average for real.
Yeah. I think Bo Nix is pretty much an average quarterback myself as well, so I'm not expecting... I expect the Denver defense might make it a big problem. They may, have a pick 6 or something like that causes the score to look a little wonky, but I don't know that it's going to be because of Bo Nix. But again, the Giants defense ain't really that great. Cam Scatterboo at running back for the Giants, 5 touchdowns, only 1 fumble, averaging 4 yards per carry. J.K. Dobbins for the Broncos, 4 touchdowns, no fumbles, 4.86 yards per carry. And then at receiver, you have Wan'Dale Robinson for the Giants, 351 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Cortland Sutton for the Broncos, 382 yards and 3 touchdowns. Your injuries, of course, you should know about a lot of the Giants' injuries. They've been for a few weeks now. Darius Slayton out at wide receiver with a hamstring. Malik Neighbors is out on IR with his injury. Graham Gano is out on IR at kicker. Let's see here. You got linebacker Victor Demukije. I'm not sure how you say his last name. He's questionable with a pectoral injury. Chauncey Golston at defensive line is out with a neck injury. Abdul Carter questionable with a hamstring injury at linebacker. Moving over to the Broncos side, Dre Greenlaw questionable with a quad injury. Jonah Ellis out at linebacker with a shoulder. Garrett Wallows on IR at linebacker. Everybody else down there is pretty much on IR, so you should know about those injuries. I expect the Broncos to win this game. They're at home. Just because they're at home and their defense is so good, I think their defense may cause problems for the Giants. So I would probably lay the 7.5. I think they'll probably win by more than a touchdown just because the Giants got to go on the road and the Broncos are so good on that defensive side of the ball.
Right, so they got to score on their defense.
Yeah, I think they may actually score. The defense may score. And that, like I said, may make the score kind of get out of hand because the defense may, have a pick six or a fumble that puts the offense right there on the, goal line or something like that.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I think
it'll come down either to one touchdown or basically on the field goals and one touchdown.
Right. It's like if they say if the Broncos are winning by 3 points, right? And then their defense has a pick six, boom, that puts them up by 10. And then I don't think like the Giants would actually come back from whatever it is at some point in time. So that's how the game might get a little out of hand. And that Broncos defense may confuse Jackson Dart a little bit because this is only like his third or fourth start in the NFL. So they're doing some things over there on the defensive side of the ball that may confuse Jackson Dart a little bit whenever it's, pre-snap to post-snap looks and stuff like that. Colts and Chargers. Chargers favored at home by 2.5. I do not like that line. I think I would take the Colts plus 2.5 in this one. Shout out to 40 to Splatter, the Colts fan out there. You got Daniel Jones, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 104.4 quarterback rating against Justin Herbert, 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 94.9 quarterback rating. For the Colts, you got Jonathan Taylor at running back, 7 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, averaging 5.2 yards per carry. And for the Chargers, I don't know if their starting running back must have got hurt or something because this guy they got listed as the best stats. He's averaging 6.45 yards per carry, but he doesn't have any touchdowns or fumbles. Named Kimani Vidal. At receiver for the Colts, you got Michael Pittman. 293 yards, 4 touchdowns, averaging over 10 yards per reception. And for the Chargers, you got Ladd McConkey, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging 11.8 per reception. You said it's going to be a good game? Yeah, that should definitely be a good game, 40 to Splatter. But I like the Colts getting the 2.5. I'll take that 2.5. I think the Colts probably win that game outright. Injuries, you got for the Colts, you got Tre'Davious Ward, quarterback on IR. Tyler Goodson, running back, out with a groin. Josh Downs, wide receiver, out with a concussion. Ashton Dillon out at wide receiver with a chest injury. Anthony Richardson's on IR, obviously. Spencer Schrader, a kicker, apparently is on IR. I don't know if he has been their recent kicker or not. And then for the Chargers, Khalil Mack questionable with the elbow at linebacker. Denzel Perryman questionable with the ankle at linebacker. Hassan Haskins questionable at running back with a chest injury. Elijah Molden doubtful at defensive back with a thumb injury. Trey Pipkins is out with a knee injury on offensive line. Joe Alt is doubtful at tackle with an ankle injury. Troy Dye is questionable at linebacker with a thumb injury. Jamari Salyer is questionable at offensive line with a knee injury. Darius Davis questionable at wide receiver with a knee injury. They got about 25 people on their injury report for the Chargers. So, yeah, I like the Colts in this game. The Colts right now, at least looking at the line here, they're getting 2.5 points. I like the Colts in that game. Commanders at the Cowboys. Man, this one here, I mean, it's basically a toss-up.
Commanders.
I like the Commanders too. Right now, this shows them getting 1.5 points. Just because the Cowboys defense. Now, the Cowboys are bringing back CeeDee Lamb, which makes their offense that much more explosive, but their offense was already explosive. They weren't really having problems on offense too much. But their defense, CeeDee Lamb don't play defense. So CeeDee Lamb does not make the defense better because, again, they weren't really having problems on offense, putting up points. They weren't like having problems giving the ball back too fast or anything like that. So I do actually like the Commanders in this game. Go ahead.
It might be close.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a blowout or anything like that. I just think that the Commanders will probably end up pulling it out because the Cowboys defense not being able to hold up for a full 4 quarters. You got Jayden Daniels, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, 98.7 quarterback rating. Dak Prescott, 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 104.6 quarterback rating. So Dak is averaging over 2 touchdowns per game right now. Running back, Jacory Krarski-Merritt for the Commanders, 4 touchdowns, 2 fumbles, averaging 5.7 yards per carry. They got Javonte Williams listed for the Cowboys, 5 touchdowns, 1 fumble, 5.17 yards per carry. And then with so many injuries right now, your top receiver in this game for the Commanders is going to be Zach Ertz with 192 yards, 3 touchdowns. CeeDee Lamb coming back. He has 222 yards, no touchdowns so far on the year. Key injuries for the Commanders, Jonathan Jones, questionable with a hamstring at quarterback. Sam Cosmi, questionable at offensive line with a knee injury, an ACL. Deebo Samuel is out, as we mentioned earlier, at wide receiver with a heel. Zach Ertz is questionable at tight end with a shoulder. Terry McLaurin out at wide receiver with a quadricep injury. Let's see here. Noah Brown out at wide receiver with a groin injury. Austin Eckler, of course, is on IR with the Achilles. Moving over to the Cowboys, you got Jonathan Mingo, of course, is out on IR with at wide receiver. Your questionables, you got Kalen Carson at cornerback, questionable with a knee. Juniah Thomas, questionable at safety with a migraine. All right, that's interesting. He must get like chronic migraines or something. Mozzie Smith, questionable at defensive tackle with an ankle. Trevor Keegan out at guard with a neck. Trayvon Diggs out with a concussion at cornerback. Miles Sanders on IR at running back. Jalen Brooks questionable at wide receiver with a knee. Yeah. So, yeah, I think Washington, Cowboys, just their defense. CeeDee Lamb does not play defense. If CeeDee Lamb played defense, middle linebacker or something like that Micah Parsons position, then maybe I could look at it differently. But they haven't been having trouble scoring the ball. They've been having trouble, their defense, stopping anybody. And the Commanders have a pretty explosive offense, even with with Deebo Samuel out. Long as Ertz can stay in the game and, some of the other people, I think they should be all right. What's going on, the Beef Sector Podcast? Salute to you.
All right, I'm finna step down, man.
Okay, bro.
Like you do. All right.
Appreciate you.
Salute.
Salute to you. That's Teran, y'all. Shout out to Teran, the Eagles fan in the building, coming up and keeping your boy company. And the link is pinned still for anybody if you want to come up, talk about your team, talk about any of the games or any of that good stuff. We're just going through the slate for today. We'll get into talking about some fantasy football, some betting line stuff like that. And we've been talking about fantasy a little while. We've been doing this with covering the injuries. So, if any of your key players are out, like we mentioned, Deebo Samuel is out this week, you can go ahead and make that adjustment in your lineup. All right, so looking at the Packers and Cardinals, Packers favored by 6.5, basically a touchdown at the Cardinals. Talked about the Cardinals earlier, having that kind of video game mentality. They know how to lose games, essentially. We're in the third quarter over there in London. The Rams have the ball. They're up 21-0. Third quarter just got started. They got the ball 3rd and 4. Packers, Cardinals. You got Jordan Love, 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, a 110.9 quarterback rating. Oh, is Kyler Murray out? Okay, Kyler Murray's questionable in that game with a foot injury, so you might have Jacoby Brissett coming in for the Cardinals. So that's even more reason to pick the Packers in that game. Jacoby Brissett, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 87.3 quarterback rating. At running back, you got Josh Jacobs for the Packers, averaging 3.66 yards per carry with six touchdowns, 0 fumbles. Bam Knight for the Cardinals, 2 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, 3 yards per carry. For the receivers, you got Tucker Kraft for the Packers, 3 touchdowns, 14.89 yards per reception. Trey McBride for the Cardinals, 2 touchdowns, 9.38 yards per reception. Key injuries. You got quarterback Cassian Nixon for the Packers, questionable with an illness. Jacoby Monk, questionable at offensive line with a hamstring. Nate Hobbs, questionable at cornerback with a knee injury. Christian Watson at wide receivers on the PUP list. Josh Jacobs, questionable at running back with an illness. That's big. If he can't play, that's their biggest running back, questionable. You got the kicker, Brandon McManus, questionable with a quadricep. Anthony Belton, a tackle, questionable with an ankle injury. Dontavian Wicks, questionable wide receiver with an ankle injury. So Packers have a lot of injuries at the wrong time. That's reason to pull away from wanting to give up them 6.5 points. If they got that many injuries. Looking at the Cardinals side of the ball, Will Hernandez, offensive line, questionable with a knee injury. So they got offensive line problems and not the quarterback they're used to back there. Gideon Crawford, safety, questionable with an ankle injury. Zay Jones, wide receiver, questionable with a knee injury. Kyler Murray is at quarterback is questionable with a foot injury. Darius Robinson on the defensive line, questionable with a pec injury. And they have about 25 players on their IR as well. So that's going to be interesting. Again, I like the Packers in the game just because, I mean, number one, if Kyler Murray's not playing, that's a problem in itself. And you got some offensive line issues. So I like the Packers in that game. I mean, 6.5. I don't really like that with them being on the road, but it may be worth it as long as they're players that they have, like Josh Jacobs. If he can't play, that might be a problem. Rams just punted the ball back to the Jaguars. So Jaguars will be taking over here. 13:50 in the third quarter. They're down 21-0. Sunday Night Football. Falcons coming to the 49ers. 49ers is a mass unit of injuries, but we'll talk about that in a second. So you got Michael Penix, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 85.6 quarterback rating. Mac Jones, 6 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 93.7 quarterback rating. Falcons running backs, you saw on the thumbnail. Bijan Robinson, 2 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, averaging 5.83 yards per carry. Christian McCaffrey, 1 touchdown, no fumbles, 3.11 yards per carry. Drake London at receiver, 2 touchdowns, 427 yards, averaging 12.56 yards per reception. For the 49ers is Kittle at this point, 6.25 yards per reception and 1 touchdown. Injuries for the Falcons. You got defensive tackle Taquan Graham, questionable with a calf injury. Ray McLeod at wide receiver is out. Coach's decision. Interesting. Darnell Moody at wide receiver, questionable with a hamstring. Tackle Jake Matthews, questionable with the ankle injury. For the 49ers side of the ball, is a mass unit. Everybody's on IR for the most part. Fred Warner IR. Kevin Givens at defensive line, questionable with a pec injury. Upton Stout at quarterback, questionable with the ankle injury. Purdy is out. Ricky Pearsall at wide receiver is out. Brandon Ayuk is out. Bosa's on IR. I mean, it's a mass unit over there. So, Yeah. 49ers are favored by 1.5 because they're at home more than likely. I mean, they don't even get the 3 points for being at home on this one. I mean, I'm a roll with my boys, obviously. Bijan Robinson, they got to do something to stop him. He was a problem last week. So they got to do something to stop him. But I'm a roll with my boys, of course. Maybe they can do something to make it a problem for them. Monday Night Football, we got 2 games. First, the Bucks going to the Lions. We know the Bucks are like they're one of the strongest teams in the league right now, going to Detroit. So you got Baker Mayfield, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, 108.5 quarterback rating. Jared Goff, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 120.6 passer rating. So both of these quarterbacks are balling right now. Rashad White at running back for the Bucks, 4 touchdowns, 3.96 yards per carry. For the Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs, 4 touchdowns, 4.48 yards per carry. And for receivers, Mike Evans for the Bucks, 10 yards per reception, 1 touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 452 yards, 10.27 yards per reception, 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns. That's a touchdown per week for Amon-Ra St. Brown. So him and Goff are connected right now. Key injuries for the Bucks. Teddy Bridgewater, he's quarterback backup. He's questionable, but Baker's their quarterback. Chris Godwin out with a lower leg injury. At wide receiver, Josh Williams out at concussion with a running back. Bucky Irving out at running back with a foot injury. Mike Evans is questionable wide receiver with a hamstring injury. Emeka Egbuka is questionable wide receiver with a hamstring injury. So your wide receivers having hamstrings injuries is not good at all. Looking over on the Lions side of the ball, DJ Reader questionable at defensive line with a back injury. Khalil Dorsey's on IR, cornerback. Miles Frazier's on the PUP list, offensive line. They got about 25 people on their injury report. Excuse me. Yeah. Not a lot of players I can name, but they got a ton of people. Hold on. Kirby Joseph is out with a knee injury at safety. Brian Bach is suspended at defensive back. So, yeah, not a lot of players I can name specifically, but they got about 25 players on their injury list as well. Lions favored at home by 5.5. I wonder, do they know more than we know about, like these Mike Evans injuries, these wide receiver hamstring injuries or what? 5.5 is interesting. Bucks have been playing really good. Lions have been playing pretty good. They kind of let some things slip, but they've been playing pretty good. But 5.5 is more than just like a respectable 3-point line at home. So that one there is a little interesting to me. I don't exactly know which way I would go on that one. Bucks plus 5.5 seems enticing. I just don't know enough about that Mike Evans injury and the other receiver. That's the one thing I don't know enough about. But I mean, they're just questionable. Emeka Egbuka. I don't know enough about their hamstring injuries to know which way to go on that one. Texans versus Seahawks. Seahawks favored at home by 3.5. That's, like that home, just favorite line there. Texans haven't been great this year, so it's interesting that line is so close with the Seahawks having the record that they have. You got CJ Stroud, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 102.1 quarterback rating. Sam Darnold, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 116 quarterback rating. Running back for the Texans, Nick Chubb, 2 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, 4.29 per carry. Kenneth Walker for the Seahawks, 3 touchdowns, 0 fumbles, 4.67 per carry. At receiver, Nico Collins for the Texans, 3 touchdowns, 14.18 yards per reception. And Jackson Smith and Jigba for the Seahawks, 3 touchdowns, 16.57 yards per reception. Looking at your key injuries for the Texans, you got Christian Kirk out at wide receiver with a hamstring. Joe Mixon out at running back has been out for a while. Let's see here. Any questionables? Nobody questionable. Pretty much everybody's on IR or the PUP list that they have out, except for Christian Kirk. For the Seahawks, you got Devon Witherspoon questionable at cornerback with a knee injury. Derek Hall out at linebacker with an oblique. Julian Love questionable at safety with a hamstring. Josh Jones questionable to offensive line with an ankle. Everybody else is pretty much on IR. So a few defensive injuries there, and questionables and out. So again, 3.5. Yeah, I'd probably I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fan of betting on the Seahawks too much. What's going on, homie? You want to stay on camera or are you not? It's up to you. Shout out to Ears in the building. What's going on, Ears?
What's good? What's good?
Chilling.
Man,
What's
I've been trying to pull up, but I've been kind of juggling through 3 lives. So
I understand. Yeah, I understand.
I meant to pull up at the beginning.
It's all good, bro. Handle your business. I understand. It's stuff happening on these streets.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's time for the shit today.
Oh, that's what's up. What's up. You going live today?
Yeah, yeah, about 2.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, I'll be done way before then.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get by time to get up. They seen I had said it at 11. That's that.
You broke up there a second. You said at 11 and what? Uh-oh. I think we lost him, y'all. You went out, bro.
Yep.
There you go.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, but anyway though, back to the sports though. We'll talk about that later. We got time.
Yeah, what's up with your Bucks today? Right now, they are dogs on the road at Detroit. Or tomorrow, they dogs on the road at Detroit, 5.5.
Right, man. And I was even considering going to that game, but shit, they were taxing like a motherfucker for those tickets or whatever. I ain't too far from there. Yeah,
it's a big game.
That's probably our biggest game of the season because this probably who we'll run into like first or second round of the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Most likely, if they don't win that division, it'll be first round because they probably be a wild card if they don't win that division, which I think they will anyway.
I do too.
But so we'll probably, if we did have to see them, we probably have to see them like third round or something. But we had a big problem with what's that fucking defensive end name?
For what team?
For Detroit.
Defensive end for Detroit.
They start defensive end, man. The boy that he probably is it Hutchinson or what's that goddamn defense?
Aiden Hutchinson. You talking about Aiden Hutchinson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Last time we played them, I think it was last year. He had I think he broke the record for most sacks in a game. He sacked Baker like 5 or 6 times.
Damn.
So, but at the same time, we was missing all pro tackling all day. So we got him back now.
Right.
I'm pretty sure this week the Bucks are looking at how we lost that game last year. We couldn't stop, the deep pass. They was killing us on that. But like I said, they beat us with a lot of injuries. This year we got a different little setup. So with that little 5 or whatever points, definitely I'm taking that. I think they could potentially beat us, but if we play our best game, we could beat them. We got Mike Evans coming back. We got Godwin. And, we missing the Booker, but, hey, it is what it is. We could beat them with Godwin and Mike Evans and our other 2 spectacular young rookie and sophomore wide receiver.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take that Bucks plus 5.5 for sure. I like that line in favor of the Bucks getting them points.
Right.
I like that. Because, I mean, like you said, I think they have a chance to win the game outright. They know that this is going to be somebody that they have a real strong potential to see in the playoffs. Like you said, I expect both of those teams to win their division, so it might be in the NFC Championship or something like that, depending on how everything shakes out. But I expect both of them to be looking to see each other, basically one of them have to probably play against like a Philly or something like that and then end up seeing each other after that. So, that's going to be some tests back to back, whichever one ends up on that kind of like path where they got to go to a Philly to get there, and the other one might have to go through somebody out west, whether it be the Rams or the Niners or whoever ends up coming from out there. But so yeah, that I definitely expect them. And truly, the Bucks, the way they set up right now, they might end up with that bye, that first round bye. They looking to be first in the NFC.
Right. I'm in the store. They got music playing, so I'm gonna let you.
Okay. Yeah, you good. So, talking about the Bucks, we're gonna keep talking about the Bucks since Ears is here. He's
Hold
talking
on.
about
Let me make one comment. I told y'all about Ibuka at the beginning of the year, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And I didn't know nothing about him like that. But yeah, Ears definitely, you watch the Bucks, you know your team. It's like, shoot, I didn't know as much about my team this year in terms of the players that are out there because all of the star players are hurt. But them other boys, they getting out there, getting their opportunity, and they balling. But looking at the Bucks schedule, that's what I got up on the screen right now. Ears did say, like, this is probably one of their biggest games of the season. And he's right. I looked at the schedule. They got Detroit Monday night. They go to New Orleans. That's a division game, but, New Orleans isn't much this year. They'll be at home with New England coming to town. New England is looking pretty good this year. But the Bucks should be able to handle them at home. They go to Buffalo. That's going to be another test for them if Buffalo gets their act together. They go to LA. I don't know which LA team this is. That's the Rams. So they go to the Rams. Depending on what the Rams are looking like, that might be a, pretty big game. Because NFC obviously has NFC contention on it and stuff like that. They play at home against the Cardinals. I think they should be able to handle business there. They play at home against New Orleans. They should probably beat New Orleans both times. Versus Atlanta. Atlanta looking pretty good. We just have to see on that one because this is getting late in the season. So if Atlanta keeps their record going the way they do and the Bucks keep playing the way they do, this right here is going to have some playoff implications on it. Then they got Carolina twice late at the season and Miami in there. So Atlanta really needs to try to get this win against the Bucks, especially if they're competing for the NFC South right there. Because if the Bucks are really rolling by that time, and depending on what Carolina's got going on, say Carolina's fell off the wagon, then these two Carolina games here, Carolina may have already punted on the season, where the Bucks will be looking to get them wins to finish out the NFC South. Miami, they probably already be trash at that point. All right. Yeah. So did you hear what I was saying about y'all schedule?
Oh yeah. I was listening. I'm like, shit. We kind of got a nice little easy schedule. I mean,
you do.
Of course, all of them NFL teams, but even if we lost to Buffalo, Atlanta beat Buffalo, so
right.
It really wouldn't hurt us like playoff wise because they'll be so far down anyway. If we win these games, we'll already have 7-8 wins.
Yeah. Y'all schedule sets up real nice from basically here on out.
Right. I think we got Kansas City too though.
Nope.
We ain't got them.
Nope.
Okay.
Only team y'all got. Y'all got Detroit this week. Y'all got New England in 2 weeks. Like, they looking all right. Y'all got Buffalo right behind New England. Got the Rams after that. And then it's smooth sailing. Other than seeing Atlanta.
Yeah, so our other biggest game would be the Rams because it'd be about,
and the NFC stuff.
That first round bye.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I said, y'all got this game with Detroit. Y'all got Buffalo game just because it's a big, team, a big game to get up against. But that Rams game and then that Atlanta game that's like right there towards the end of the season. Like I said, Atlanta, they really need to beat y'all that game because y'all got Carolina twice and Miami to finish the season. And both of them will probably be looking at
we ain't really got nothing
pick.
to lose. We could tie with Atlanta and we could tie with all of them right now and still win that division.
How you figure? Because
for one, Atlanta got beat by Carolina. So even if Atlanta came in the second, if we tied with Carolina and we tied with New Orleans and we tied with Atlanta, all of them will still have a more losing record than we have.
If all of y'all split in the division,
give us 3 more wins from right now, which we already got 5, so that'll make 8. So all we'll have to probably beat 2 more teams. Neither one of them teams are going to have 10 wins.
Neither one of who? You talking about Atlanta?
Atlanta, Carolina, or New Orleans?
I think Atlanta might be able to get to 10. I think Atlanta can get to 10. Now, I think the Bucks will. I think the Bucks will win the division. But I don't. I'm gonna have to look at Atlanta's schedule here in a second. But all right, y'all are what? 6
We
and
would
1.
win the tiebreaker though.
Oh,
That's what I'm
y'all
saying.
5
Like
and
even if
1.
yeah, we're 5-1. So like say we won one and we lost one against all of them. Like we would still win the
There ain't no
tiebreaker.
tiebreaker then. If you
Still, they
500
start
against all of them,
they start going by the teams that you face because you notice how every team faced the same
right. Like y'all playing
divisional
against the
opponent.
NFC West this year and somebody else.
So they lost to if they lose to San Francisco, we beat San Francisco. If they beat the Bills, but if we beat the Bills, but we lose the second game to them, like all the ultimate games, we would win the tiebreaker, in my opinion, if we
I
go
think
out how I'm thinking.
I
Like
think we
even if
too
we could
early.
split with everybody.
Yeah, I think we too early in the season to determine all them tiebreakers yet, because I don't think both of y'all have faced all of the same teams yet. So I think it's too early in the season to determine the tiebreakers. But right now, okay, y'all are 3-1. Y'all are 5-1,
Well,
right?
all the non-divisional games, yeah. But see, in our division, you already had Carolina beat Atlanta. So
That's once.
and
That's once
I
though,
know they can't afford to lose again, and
right?
they
But y'all haven't
definitely
even
can't
played them
afford to
yet.
tie with New Orleans.
Y'all haven't even played them yet, though. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying it's too early
You're
to
right.
determine a tiebreaker.
You're
But
right.
Carolina could play spoilers to y'all at the end of the season. Y'all played them the last game of the season, and then 2 weeks before that, they could play
But the
spoilers to y'all.
tiebreakers like San Francisco, Seattle, they lost to a lot of them. They would literally have to have a better record than us to,
Right.
what I'm saying, to go over us. Even if they beat us twice, they would still have to have a better record because they done lost to the teams that we beat outside of the division.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm gonna project y'all's record right now. Right now, y'all 5-1. Let's say y'all did lose to Detroit. That make you 5-2. I think you beat New Orleans at 6-2. At home versus New England, I say you win that 7-2. At Buffalo, let's say you lose that 7-3. At the Rams, let's just say for shits and giggles you lose it because it's on the road 7-4. Win against Arizona 8-4. Against New Orleans 9-4. Versus Atlanta, that's the one that go either way, but it's at home. So let's say you're 10-4. Let's say you split with Carolina. So you go 10-5, beat Miami 11-5, and then beat Carolina at home 12-5. So y'all be 12-5 based on that. And that's, giving y'all a couple of losses in there against Carolina, against Buffalo, against
And
the
you can give
Rams,
us
and
that
against
loss.
Detroit.
You can give us a loss for Atlanta. That way we split.
Okay, that would make y'all 11-6 then.
Right.
All right, so let's go look at Atlanta.
And like I was saying, even if we split with Carolina and New Orleans, that would put us at 9-7, 9-7, 9-6. I mean 9-8.
Let's see, 11, and if I took one more, so you'd be about 10-7, I think.
Okay.
I think y'all be like 10-7 if y'all split with all of the teams in your division. Let's look at, all right, so Atlanta's current record is, what are they? 3-2. And then let's look at their schedule. So moving out the rest of the season, projecting out the rest of the season. They got San Francisco. It's in San Francisco. I'm giving that win to the Niners. I mean, it could go either way. Some people might give it to Atlanta. I'm gonna give it to the Niners. So that
In
make them
San
3.
Francisco, I'm giving y'all that win. I ain't gonna lie. If they was in
Right.
Atlanta, I get to them. But
Same. Since it's in San Francisco, I'm gonna give that to the Niners. That make them 3-3. I think they'll beat Miami 4-3. At New England, I'll say they'll lose 4-4. At Indy, I say they'll lose 4-5. Home against Carolina, I say they'll win, so they'll be 5-5. You want me to split them with New Orleans and Carolina as well?
I think they'll beat New Orleans both times. But yeah, they got to split with Carolina because they done lost to them already one time.
Okay.
So they better hope they win that game.
All right, so we had them at 5-5. I say they beat New
They'll have a
Orleans.
split with us and Carolina. So they better hope they sweep New Orleans. Cause if they go 1-1 with New Orleans, they in trouble.
Okay, so I make them 5-5. Hold on, where were we? Shoot, I lost track. 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 4-5, 5-5, 6-5. I say they'll beat the Jets 7-5. Home against Seattle. Since they're home, I'll give it to them 8-5. At Tampa, we saying they're gonna split with Tampa. We already said we gave that to them. Hold on, no. Yeah, you gave that one to them. Yeah. So it's 9-5. At Arizona, I think they'll beat Arizona 10-5. Home versus, is that the Rams? I imagine. See, they stacking up to have a better record than y'all if we do it like that. Let me make sure I'm doing my math right. 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 4-5, 5-5, 6-5, 7-5, 8-5, 9-5, 10-5, 11. They stacking up to be like 12-5 if we do it like that. If I give them at home versus LA and at home versus New Orleans, plus I'm giving them Arizona. We gave them the Tampa Bay second game.
You giving them LA?
Because they're at home.
Oh, okay.
Because they're at home. That's the only reasons, because they're at home.
Okay, so they'll be close to a tie with us, right? But it like I said, it'll depend on the division and who they lost to. And shit, they already 0-2 in the division right now. So they under Carolina right now as we speak.
Yeah, but shoot, like I said, that way they projecting that, I see them at like 12-5, and we had y'all at like 11-6. So that tiebreaker ain't even gonna matter if it goes like that.
Yeah, if they have a better record, they actually have to have a better record. You're right.
Yeah. So,
but they can have a better record, but like I say, it's still in the division. They'll have to have the better record also.
That division, I think, going to shape up to be a little bit tougher than expected down the road. Carolina got to show me this week that they can win on the road, though. If they can't win on the road at the Jets, then I'm not going to have any faith in them being able to win on the road at all. Because right now they're undefeated at home and lost all their games on the road. So if they can't win at the Jets today, then I can't have any faith that they can win any games on the road.
Right. And I damn sure don't think they're going to beat us. And now the matchups just don't match.
Right. Yeah, so Carolina, it's the Jets. The Jets haven't won a game yet. They got to show today that they can actually win a game on the road against that team. If not, then 500 all day long is all I see for them.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. I don't even want to talk about this damn fantasy football. I've been getting my ass whooped over here. Let me get it pulled up though, y'all.
I think I'm undefeated in the $25 one.
Let me get it pulled up. I think I don't think I am. I know I'm getting my ass whooped, but yeah, my season's definitely not shaping up the way that I wanted it to, but it's okay. Like I said, I didn't end up drafting my team. I wasn't available for the draft. What the hell? I was signed into this stuff before. I wasn't available for the draft. Go ahead.
My fault. I ain't even do it to catch you. I was tempted to draft for Book about third round, but I knew nobody wasn't gonna know nothing about him, and I'm glad I had got him because he been putting me over the hump.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know anything about him at all. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get signed into my my fantasy football app. I don't know why it's signed out. But yeah, so Buka, he's definitely a player I knew nothing about. Again, I don't keep up with the Bucks as much, you know. Oh shit. Yeah, I don't keep up with the Bucks as much, obviously, as you do. I can tell you about most of the 49ers injuries, but I can't tell you a whole lot about what the Bucks got going on. All right, so this is the hold on, what the hell is this? It's some old shit. Hold on, let me stop sharing that. I don't know what that was. That's something old. What the hell? I don't even know how I got to that league. Here we go. Here we go. All right, so let's look at the $25 fantasy league. Get it back up. We'll look at the current games here in a minute, but looking at the standings, yeah, Ears is undefeated 6-0, and oh shit, I ain't sharing. Ears is 6-0, undefeated in the league. As you can see, he's got 3 division wins and 6-0 overall. 692 points his team has scored. Obviously 6-game win streak since he's 6-0. I don't know who everybody is by their team name, but Roller Blitz Slick 4-2 in that same division with Ears. He's 2-1 in the division. He's on a 3-game win streak. He actually scored more points than no, he hasn't. He scored 613. He's had more points scored against him. Ears has actually been fortunate in that he's had the least amount of points scored against them in the league. He hasn't scored the most amount of points, but he's had the least amount scored against them overall. If you look at this PF and PA column. The Moneymakers 3-3 in that division. 3-3 overall, 0-2 in the division. And then you have Halima's Hands and Feet, 2-4 overall, 0-2 in the division. You been there. Thank you, babe. Okay, thank you. So yeah, that's that Division 1. Like I said, Ears undefeated in the division. Got a nice lead, but he still got Roller Blitz Slick, who is still definitely in competition. And really the Moneymakers is too. I mean, it's a long season. I think, let me see. How many weeks do we play before the playoffs start? 15. Okay, wow. All right, so we got 15 weeks. So there's still, a lot of weeks left that people's standings can change. For real. Looking at Division 2, you got Coach Clips 4-2, 1-0 in the division on a 4-game win streak right now. So they went 0-2 and then have run off the next 4. Hit Squad Antonio 2-4 overall, 0-1 in the division, and 2 Minute Carl 1-5 overall, 1-1 in the division. Division 3, Bring the Pain. That's me. I'm 4-2 overall, 0-1 in the division. I'm on a 2-game win streak right now. Tighten Up 3-3 overall, 1-1 in the division. And fourth quarter, Gerald 3-3 overall, 1-0 in the division. And then in Division 4, you have the Dead Dealers 2-4 and Triple S Strategy 2-4 as well. So yeah, like I said, Ears is running away right now. Like if we were to look at the playoffs, if they were to start today, for example, right? So you have these would be the people in the playoffs. These would be the matchups. But again, that's if the playoffs started today. There's a whole lot that can change. You see, there's 8 teams in the playoffs out of the, we got 12 teams in the league? Yeah. So 12-team league, 8 teams in the playoffs. The current matchups this week for week 7, I'm playing against fourth quarter Gerald. I have 27 points. Trevor Lawrence is playing like boo-boo and not getting me much of anything right now. Yeah, he's got me 9.2 points, and they are in the third quarter. I got 17.8 points out of Jalen Warren, though, on that Thursday night game for Pittsburgh. So that's how I got up that many points. You got Wabbit God Soldiers, that's Ears' team. He's got 17.4 points right now in the matchup against Coach Clips. Let's take a look at their matchup. So Ears got Patrick Mahomes that'll be playing later on today. Devontae Adams already gave him 17.4 points in the game that's going on right now. So Ears the one that's been benefiting off all those Devontae Adams touchdowns in the first half of that game. He has Chris Olave.
I got him in like the 6th or 7th round. Everybody was leaving him out there.
And like I said, I wasn't there for the draft, so I ain't even get to see who was there, when, and stuff like that. I came in like mad late. But yeah, so Devontae Adams is, looking like Ears' number 1 receiver right now. Let me see who he got on his bench. He might have somebody he got, his boy that he's talking about, questionable, but he's only projected to get 5 points for Tampa Bay. So yeah, Devontae Adams looking like one of Ears' top receivers. He said he got him in like the 5th or 6th round. So that's for all the people out there who don't know much about fantasy or looking to get into it. do your research about players, the players that you think you want to pick. And sometimes those players will hang out there for a while because other people maybe just don't have as much faith in them or, feel like they're over the hill, whatever the case may be. Or you may just have a bead on a player like, how you say old boy's name for Tampa?
Ibuka.
Ibuka, right.
Yeah.
Ears just had the bead on that player and nobody else is really paying them any attention, so that's
and everybody was sleeping on Devontae Adams because of the bad season he had with the Jets, so they thought he was washed up. But I was like, shit, this nigga about to match up with Matthew Stafford. He about to get a lot of balls, especially if Puka go down again.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened. Puka's down, and look who's getting all the receptions. Yeah, so that's how you got to think about fantasy football, though. For anybody out there who is wanting to get more interested into it, stuff like that. You may draft that player and put him on your roster. Hell, you may even put that player on your bench just for the expectation that just in case this player goes down, this player steps right up into that number one spot. So
I did that with Rashad White too because Bucky got hurt and Rashad White been running it up.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So that's definitely the stuff you got to think about. Dang, Stafford, you overthrew like everybody by 10 yards on that play. Still 21-0 in that game. 4:53 remaining in the third quarter. The Rams are about to punt the ball back to Jacksonville. You see ears riding with
Trevor Lawrence, and I got a ticket through Hard Rock where I got a couple of quarterbacks to throw over 175, which I know both of them got it, but I got one where I need Trevor Lawrence to throw for a touchdown. He need to do something.
He is bullshitting because he's my quarterback in this league. He is bullshitting.
I dropped him because this nigga, so
I would, but I don't have anybody really to replace him with because Justin Fields, the other quarterback I got, and there's nobody on the waiver wire. That's the problem.
Flacco out there, ain't he?
Shit, I don't know. I ain't trying to run with no damn Flacco, man.
It's a couple of quarters over there. I think Sam Darnold over there. Flacco.
Let me look. I don't think Sam Darnold was out there. Let me look. Hold on. I got to look and see who the hell available now.
I think there's a couple of quarterbacks I would prefer over because I had Justin Fields in another league and I got rid of him and got I think Matthew Stafford. They had him still on the in their pool.
Shit, man, I'm about to pick up Mac Jones here in a minute.
Yeah, if I was you, I probably would have been did that.
I got Justin Fields on the bench. I've been trying to hope damn Trevor gonna get it together because Mac Jones, obviously, whenever Purdy get back right, he might get snatched right back out. So I still got to keep somebody on my bench to to be that actual starter just in case Mac Jones get yoked up.
I would have been using him until Purdy came back.
Shit. I wasn't ready to trust old Mac out there, especially we ain't got no damn receivers. All them boys injured.
Looking good against us, boy. He had me worried. I was like, damn, that nigga put them niggas on the down.
Yeah, but Baker, man, that damn play Baker had in the damn fourth quarter, it was third down. They had that boy.
Yeah, that one third down play, boy, that re-energized us, boy.
That thing right there.
I jumped up like crazy, and I was like, yeah, we gonna win this one.
I jumped up too, but for all the other reasons. I was like, they had him. How they not get him? This little motherfucker that slipped out and ran for like 15 yards or something like that. I said, hey, this is a mother. They had him too, dead to rights. Two players had him.
For real, boy. I was like, big fucking bang, nigga.
Right.
Because I was over here a little depressed at first. I was like, man, they about to stop us again, boy. This is over when they stop us here. And he did that. I said, boy, hey, Bake done been my favorite Bucks quarterback over all the time, over all the time. I can't
even blame you. I'm a fan too. I can't even blame you. I'm a fan of Baker too. When they not playing against the 49ers, I'm a fan.
Right. I feel like if we had Baker the same year we won the Super Bowl, we could have got it with him too. I ain't lying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Baker out there balling, man. Like I said earlier, if you don't have him in your MVP conversation this year, then you just hating. Because that boy is out there balling. He is winning games. And a lot of it is on him and his connection with his receivers. Whether he's scrambling, getting the first down, or he's, made that connection with that damn receiver who ain't caught a touchdown ever. And put it right on him too. It was crazy. Led the boy. That boy reached out, grabbed that damn thing.
And we drafted him this year too.
Yeah, I know.
out of and he's expected to, you know, play a big role. He just getting his feet wet. That was
I
just a
see.
confidence. That was a
Yeah.
confidence touchdown. Now,
Yeah, but to see that communication, I saw. I was watching the Gridiron Arena joint, the Gill joint was skipping them, and they were breaking that play down some, talking about they got Cody Kessler on there, former quarterback, and he was breaking down the basically ability. It was either him or Akeem. They're breaking down the ability for that receiver. He don't play that much. He's a rookie, but for him and Baker to have that communication, for him to break his route, because that wasn't a route he's supposed to be running. For him to break his route, knowing the coverage, and get over top of the defense like that, and had that communication, man, that's next level for a young receiver like that, to see it, make the communication with the quarterback, and execute it like that. And I mean, he did everything. I gotta give him all the credit in the world on that play.
right?
Yep.
Yeah, I went crazy when he caught that.
Yeah, did you see that that thing? I don't know where I saw it. They saw him on the bench, right? After the play, he was on the bench with some of the other players, and they were talking about MVP.
He thought they were talking about him. that was hysterical. I was like, man,
that was funny. Yeah, they talking about MVP. He like, they talking about me? What I do? They ain't talking about you, fool. They talking about Baker. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to look at making a change at quarterback, because Trevor Lawrence has definitely not been getting it done. I'll probably move him to the bench, drop Justin Fields, and see what I can do just to get through the season. Because this joker, he can't even put it in the end zone right now. They got it. Jaguars got the ball right now, about the 50-yard line. Not really doing much with it. It was 3rd and 23. And
I need this fool to get my 175 yards. I don't even give it. I knew not to bet on this game, even though I liked the Jacksonville. But damn.
So it was 3rd and 23, and they're at about the 50-yard line, and he out here scrambling and just runs out of bounds after about a 3-yard gain. Never lets it go down the field anywhere. Like, I mean, I don't know what they got going on. So now it's 4th and 23, and Jacksonville's punting the ball back to the Rams.
Yeah, they're running for his life.
He is.
Throw the ball, man. I just need my yards.
Just let the ball go down the field. Give your receivers a chance. It's 3rd and 23. It counted like a punt at that point. Put it down the field. If they pick it off down there at the goal line and you got people down there to tackle them, it's like a good punt. Trevor Wilder, man. So, let's look at some of these betting lines. Hopefully I can pull up my my stuff on here. Let's see here. I haven't pulled it up on here in a while, so I don't know if it's gonna let me sign in and see the lines or not. I'm gonna look at some of these lines and see what's out there. All right, it ain't letting me show it, so I'll just have to talk it to y'all. What's out there for us to what's some good lines out there?
I took a lot of prop bets because I don't really trust a lot of the games. I mean, I kind of feel confident about the New England Tennessee game. Hopefully, this ain't the week that Tennessee want to, show up. But I think Calvin really hurt. So if they best receiver out, and even when he there, they ain't shit. So Tony Pollard, he ain't been able to get anything going. They ain't been able to get the run game going. The defense been okay, but they get tired after never being able to score and those early turnovers. So I think that's about a for sure game, even though I ain't taking those 7 points because they might play tough, but I don't think they're going to
say it's 6.5 points.
Right. As far as I think with the Cleveland Miami game, I ain't really trusting Miami on shit. And I really don't trust Cleveland.
I don't trust Cleveland either. That's the problem. Yeah.
But I really like their run game and their defense. It's just if they can finish, if they can get it together, they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with. So I like I kind of predicted that rookie running back was gonna be doing this thing. That's why you'll see him on some of my lineups. And they've been feeding him heavily. Mm-hmm. Hey, he's predicted like 15 points for the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And he's been getting major yards. But I already told y'all about the Detroit Tampa game. Y'all know I'm going with Tampa. Fuck that.
Yeah, let me get that right now. Actually, they got them. Let me get them +6. Oh yeah, they got Tampa +6 on here. Let me get that.
And I'm with you. I think San Francisco going to beat Atlanta out there in San Francisco. I like Mac Jones. He's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Even without y'all having receivers, y'all been shocking me. So hell, y'all been getting it done. Who else we got? We had who else we had on the lineup? The Jets and Carolina. I'm taking Carolina. I'm gonna take. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take the Jets on that. I think the Jets get their first win because they're at home. I think Justin Fields he's gonna make Carolina kind of fucked up. You know, I think they'll get something going. They're gonna look like they're an actual good team today.
Mm.
Yeah, so I'll take the Jet. I'm gonna take that. I wish they had more points. I would have been definitely willing to take it, but I kind of stayed away from that game.
That's the reason I want to stay away from it, because it's almost like that toss up, and I don't trust Carolina at all on the road. But you know the Jets haven't won yet, so I can't trust them really at all anywhere.
Right. And then who is Seattle playing?
Seattle has where's Seattle? Oh, Houston Monday night.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm gonna take in Seattle. I'm gonna take Seattle on the Monday night game.
Yeah,
because they've already loud as hell. But that's gonna be the Monday night games. Don't really go for the favorite too much.
Right.
Other Monday night games. Okay, so of course I'm gonna take Kansas City. Even though a lot of times I like to take the Raiders over Kansas City, they like to squirrel the what's the name? But they getting all their wide receivers back healthy. I think they getting Rice back today. So
I think so.
Yeah, I'm expecting that offense to be unstoppable when it comes to the Raiders. And even if they ain't unstoppable, they're gonna scope more than Geno could scope.
Yeah, Geno. I expect Geno to have more picks again today. You know that dude got like 12 picks or something like that already on the season.
You know that nigga fucked me up for getting $600 last week. I did the same thing I did this week with the 175 yards. Do you know this country nigga got 174 yards on me, bro? And he had like 3 minutes left to throw a pass, and the bitch ass nigga would not throw a pass.
Oh my goodness.
I was so mad, bro. I'm talking about nigga, because you know how they try to offer you the cash out.
Yeah.
So being that I seen he was close and they offering me, they trying to give me a couple of $100. I'm like, hell nah, he about to get this. And that bitch ass nigga didn't throw no goddamn on y'all the last 2-3 minutes. Fucked up the church's money.
Oh man, yeah, Geno be out there wilding, boy, man. I don't know what to say about him.
Yeah, one week he throwing for 250, next week he can't get 200 yards. Sorry, bitch. I never bet on his. I never go with his over 175. I'm like, damn, bro, you couldn't get that.
Oh man, that damn Geno, boy. That damn Geno. Man. All right, let me get me a ticket in real quick. All right, I'm taking the Bucks +6. The Niners, I'm gonna give up the 1.5. Oh, what'd you think about that Washington and Dallas game?
Oh man, Dallas offense been looking good and Washington defense been looking like shit. So I think it's gonna be a shootout. And depending on if McLaren gonna be playing or not, I think they'll be able to just score more points than Washington. Like, I hate to be going with Dallas, but I actually think they're gonna squirrel them and they're just gonna outscore them.
Right. And Debo is out this week.
Yeah, so all they key pieces, like Jaden Daniels can't run around. He can't beat them by himself.
Right. And, you know, he just came off that injury a couple weeks ago, so he ain't really 100% like that anyways. And like you said, Dallas, their offense, man, Dak been out there smoking them boys. I don't know what thing got into them. Their defense is trash since they let Micah go, but Dak been out there slinging that ball.
And I'm going to tell you, if you're looking for a wide receiver, a little sleeper pick, I would suggest y'all pick up goddamn Luke McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey, little brother.
Where is he at?
He's with Washington.
Oh, okay.
With Debo and McLaren, you know what I'm saying, being in and out, not fully healthy. And even when Jaden Daniel was down, that's who Mariota was throwing to a lot. But see, Jaden Daniels came back and he kind of had his receivers back. But now that they back out, he gonna have to throw to him.
Right. Yeah. You ain't wrong there. What'd you think about the Eagles and the Vikings? It's in Minnesota.
I like the Vikings, man, because I really think the Eagles are a fluke, in my opinion. Even though they beat us, but I think we could have beat them. We beat ourselves, but I feel like they defense is trash. You know what I'm saying? But they know how to control the ball enough, and a lot the teams they've been playing been killing themselves really. But the team
Right.
that actually was good, you see what happened. So I think, and then they got the quarterback wide receiver discrepancy now between
AJ
Jay
Brown.
and AJ Brown. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think being that they playing a good team right now, even though the quarterback situation look iffy with Carson Wentz, I think he can, if he don't fuck up too much, they can squirrel there, especially at
Yeah.
home.
Right. Yeah, because the Eagles
They
they not
defense, I
them.
think their defense good enough to stop Saquon.
Okay. Yeah, the Eagles definitely not, the ones that's intimidating anybody this year. The games that they have won, it's been, last minute stuff, and then they've been getting beat too. So yeah, I'm with you
Yeah,
on that.
special teams. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah. I'll take Minnesota, especially with them 2 points.
Right. Yeah, because they're getting 2.5 right here.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
made
I like that.
when I bet it with Hard Rock though, I gave them some more points.
Right, add points on.
Yeah, I added points.
I'm gonna run this little five team parlay. Oh shit. Yeah. Yep.
I see that
So
weather kicking on you too, man. We in that season, ain't it?
yeah, it's coming in now, man. It's coming in. I don't know, doggone. You got them allergies change up and stuff and all of that.
Yeah. I got 3 more weeks to supposed to be here in goddamn Ohio, boy. It ain't got too cold yet, but I'll probably be getting out of here just in time.
Yeah, that cold up there different.
Yeah.
You gonna be headed back towards home?
Yeah, unless they probably want to extend my contract, but if they do, I'm about to do I need an $8 hike.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it depends on if they want to pay it, I'll stay. If they don't,
Right.
then but I'll fulfill my contract. My contract was for 3 months. That'll be 3 months. Hey, you want me to stay because they got me out there fucking being the lead mechanic and I'm leading 10 guys and all that shit. Oh no, y'all didn't pay for all this, but I finished my
Exactly.
little shit. But because they depending on me right now, so let's see if you goddamn really value what you depending on right now. I
All
gotta
right.
show you. I can't show you. I want to bring up the videos that I got, but I'm gonna wait till I leave because they are super strict. They just sent a guy home yesterday about taking a picture. Like we ain't supposed to have no phones or whatever, and I don't want because it's a job by Amazon and it's supposed to be kind of secret.
Right.
So it's a data center where they collect all your data.
Yeah,
So
don't fuck up your money.
yeah. So I don't want to show no pictures until I'm done with it. But it's some real interesting stuff, like some huge shit.
I don't blame you one bit. Do not fuck up your money behind that bullshit.
Yeah, man. We had some interesting experiences, man. The building, not the same building I'm in, but it's right next to it because they putting together a whole bunch of data centers, you know what I'm saying, in one area. But man, a dude actually, remember we always been talking about safety and all that. We did the safety stuff together and all that. We talked about some of that stuff, man. A dude actually lost his life 2-3 days ago.
Damn.
On the job. Yeah, man. One of those a boom lift hit a scissor lift that was extended up and it fell
Shit.
over and crushed the guy.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's dangerous out there, man. Hey, everybody out there who wants to talk kind of crazy or whatever about these tradesmen out there, they don't understand how dangerous these jobs get, especially depending on the level of stuff that you're dealing with when you're getting into some of that heavier, bringing around heavier machinery and stuff like that. It's dangerous
You
out
got
there
to
on
be
them job
focused,
sites.
man. You got to
Yeah.
be focused. You got to pay attention. And that's
Keep your
why I
head
was
on a
like, man,
swivel.
that's why I don't try to let none of this shit kind of get me clouded. I got a lot of guys' lives in my hands. So, I don't be bullshitting and worrying about what motherfucker got going on and all that when I know I got some real life people's lives in my hand and shit. I can't be focusing on all the fuck shit.
Absolutely.
I
I agree
gotta
with you
every day.
100%.
I gotta every day be alert and ready.
Yep. Yep. I agree with you 100%, bro. You address the stuff when you get good and damn well ready and not a second before, and definitely don't fuck up your money behind this bullshit.
Right. Because as you can see, it ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. They gonna keep saying your name no matter how long you go away. They're gonna keep saying your name. So you get at any point in time step right back if you choose to.
Exactly.
Yep.
In the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I had fun, man. I'm about to take me a quick little nap before we go live because when I go live, I don't know how long it's gonna be. So I want to make sure I'm good and alert
Yes,
because we got a
sir.
lot. We got a lot to cover.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop the link so if anybody want to come up, that's cool too.
Okay, bet. You know I'm gonna be over there.
Right. My team don't play tomorrow, so I don't really give a fuck about football today. I really want to catch the first half games to see if I won some money.
Right.
Salute Carl
Yeah.
Belton. Salute to the trades.
Yeah, shout out to Carl Belton in the building. Tradesmen out there doing the big things, out here building the world. Shout out to all the tradesmen. But yeah, I'll
I'll
be over
see
there.
y'all later, though. I set it for 3:00, so we'll be
Okay.
around that time.
All right, sounds good, bro. Appreciate you coming up, having the conversation. Salute to you. Great to see you back on these streets.
It is. For real, salute.
Salute. That was Ears, y'all. Shout out to Ears in the building. We just enjoying some football talk. He's a Buccaneers fan. They don't play till tomorrow night, so he don't really have to pay too much attention to football on this Sunday other than fantasy and maybe some betting purposes or anything like that. But, he don't have to pay too much attention to the games, really being fully engaged. My team don't play till tonight, so I too don't necessarily have to be fully engaged in any of the games that are happening today, other than fantasy purposes and betting purposes. Trying to get a few tickets in. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna get it figured out where I can pull up my accounts on here so y'all can see my actual bet slips. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I will do it before we go live again. I don't want to waste your time. Y'all know I don't like wasting y'all's time. And for some reason my accounts got logged out and it's making me jump through a bunch of hoops to get them logged back in, and I don't want to do that right now. But I did get one ticket in through some of the stuff that Ears and I were just talking about. Let me see if I can read it off to you. So I did a little 4-pick parlay. I chose the Broncos giving up 7.5, the Cowboys giving up 1.5, the 49ers giving up 1.5, and the Vikings getting 2.5. That's plus 12.14. So $10 pays $131.49 on that instance there. I did a separate ticket of the Tampa Bay one. I meant to put them all on a 5-leg, but I ended up doing a separate ticket on the Tampa Bay Detroit game. So I took Tampa plus the 6. That's all I got in there right now. I want to look at some of the prop bets for some of the players and, passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, stuff like that. So let's see. Who do we think today is going to be some of our big scorers, or is going to hit some of these prop bets for some of these different things, touchdowns, yards, all of the different categories that you have for players. You have a prop bet for just about every one of them. So who do we expect to hit some of these props? Let's see here. Rams Jaguars. We're not going to go with that game. That game's ongoing. Let me look at this Patriots game. I want to see what they got in for Drake May. Passing touchdowns and passing yards. So Drake May, see 200. You got to get 240 yards to get plus 125 odds. Touchdowns. So he has to go to 3 touchdowns to get plus 375 odds. I don't know about that. Steady grind and salute to you, bro. Let me see here. Drake May, 240 plus. What has he been averaging? What has Drake May been averaging, y'all? We got to do research before we place these bets. We got just under an hour to get some of them in, so we're not in a rush big time. All right, Drake May is averaging how many yards? I need to know his yards. 253 yards per game. So I just need 240 to get plus 125 odds. I'll take that. And do I think Drake may have 3 touchdowns, passing touchdowns today? I don't know about all that. But it is Tennessee. Tennessee's defense is not that great. So, how have they been looking? Defense, total yards, 40 seconds. Yeah, Tennessee defense not looking that good. Game is on the road. I like the way they've been playing. I'm gonna bet on the young boy. I'm gonna say he's gonna get 3 touchdowns today. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. Let me pick some other quarterbacks first. We might come back to that. Carolina and Jets, I don't want nothing to do with that. Kansas City and the Raiders. What do they got for Patrick Mahomes stats? All right, so the Rams and Jacksonville game now is 28-0. Matthew Stafford has another passing touchdown. This one is to Ferguson, number 18. So it's 28-0 now in that game. Jaguars are just stinking up the place, not doing much of anything. So Patrick Mahomes would need 270 yards to get plus odds. Yeah, we're going to pass on that. Let's see how many touchdowns does he need. 3 touchdowns gives him 100 plus 160. I'll take Patrick Mahomes on 3 touchdowns. How about that? We'll add that to the ticket. So right now, those 2 bets on the ticket have us plus 503 odds. Let's see. Who else we got here? Eagles and Vikings. Let's see. Saquon. Passing yards. Carson Wentz would need 240. Jalen Hurts would need 210, but he's not a big passing quarterback. Let's see here. Rushing yards. Saquon. 80 plus yards gets him plus 103. I'm gonna say Saquon gets over 80, gets over 80 yards. If he gets over 90, it's plus 146. Let's see here. Is Saquon gonna get 100 today? Y'all think Saquon will rush for 100 today? Ears thinks they may hold Saquon up on the Vikings defense. I'm gonna say Saquon is gonna get 80 plus yards. That's plus 103. I'm not gonna go with the quarterbacks in that game. Saints and Bears, I'm not touching that. Dolphins, Browns, I'm not touching that. Broncos and Giants. Let me see. Do they have a defensive stat for the Broncos? Do they have a defensive touchdowns? Let me see. Touchdown score, anytime touchdown, Broncos defense. Where is that? So I can get plus 500 on an anytime touchdown from the Broncos defense. I'm going to try that. I think the Broncos might score a touchdown. I'll look at this ticket here in a minute. I might adjust some things, but I'm going to add that on there. I think the Broncos might turn over the Giants and take it back for a touchdown. Commanders and Cowboys. What does Dak need to get plus yards? 270. Oh, shoot. He needs 280 just to get plus odds. I'm going to pass on that. 3 touchdowns. Do we think Dak could get 3 touchdowns versus the Commanders? 3 passing touchdowns? I think so. We got CeeDee Lamb back with Dak, so I think that he might get that. And all right, we're gonna stop there. I'm not gonna go into the Sunday night game. So right now, we got a crazy parlay with where are my picks on it? Show me the legs. All right, here we go. Right now, we got a crazy parlay that says Drake May for the Patriots. Mrs. Baker, good morning to you. Right now, we got a crazy parlay that says that Drake May, the Patriots, will have 240 plus passing yards. Patrick Mahomes will have 3 plus touchdowns, passing touchdowns. Saquon Barkley will have 80 plus rushing yards. The Denver Broncos defense will score anytime touchdown, and Dak Prescott will have 3 plus touchdowns. So right now, that's plus 21,713 odds. So that means that $10 would pay $2,181.32. But again, all of those things have to hit, right? So we'll take a flyer on it. We'll take a flyer on it. It makes things fun. Gives you a little more reason to watch the games, pay attention to some of these games. Because like I said, my team don't play until later tonight. All right, my odds just changed a little bit. It went down, but you still get 21.49. So I'm gonna get that bet placed. So like I said, we got a wild one out there. 10 to pay 21.49. So y'all, we betting on some high scores, right? We want a lot of passing and some high scoring games. You know, passing touchdowns from Mahomes and Dak Prescott, stuff like that, right? 28-0 in the game. Fourth quarter, 10 minutes left. Jaguars have the ball right now. Trevor Lawrence just completed a pass out to the 40-yard line to Washington. So they're trying to move the ball down the field once again. Let's see what Trevor Lawrence's yards are. I know Ears needed him to get like 175 yards or something like that. How many yards does he have so far on the game? Trevor Lawrence has 231 yards. Actually, hold on. Yeah, he has 231 yards right now. So if Ears just needed him to get the 170 or 175 or something like that, he's good. What in the heck just happened there? Because that thing showed a score, but I don't see it over here. All right, so there's a flag on the play, but Jaguars did get into the end zone to Travis Hunter. Trevor Lawrence to Travis Hunter. Penalty was on the Rams for illegal contact. So touchdown finally for the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence to Travis Hunter. If you have either of those players, I got Trevor Lawrence on my fantasy team. So thankfully, he finally got me some points. So now he's up to 16.4. If you got Travis Hunter in the lineup on your team, you just got a touchdown out of him. And it was a pretty good one. It's about 40 yards. Yeah, it's about 40 yards. So finally they're on the board. Excuse me. Finally they got on the board there. Did that go in or not? All right. Extra point is good. 28-7 in that game over there in England and London. 9:06 remaining in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, they're still down 3 scores. But finally they got into the end zone and made it something worth talking about. And finally he got me up to a almost respectable number. And see, Ears, that's why I can't get rid of the dude, because he don't ever give me like those 25-point games or whatever, but he gets me a steady about 16 to 18. And I don't know that I'm going to get more than that out of any quarterback that's out there on the scrap heap. I mean, if I can count on him to get me about 18 points per game, that's about all I'm going to get out of him. And I got to make the rest of the team work to get the real points. Uncle L in the building. Salute to you, brother. I can't remember who you're a fan of. Are you an Eagles fan up there in Philly, or you rock with somebody else? I can't remember who Uncle L's football team is. Happy birthday to you as well, Uncle L. Yeah, I'm Sandman in the building. What up? Somebody must have just ended their live. Everybody coming over here. Okay, so you're Eagles fan. Yeah, we talked a good bit about them Eagles a little bit earlier, the Eagles and Vikings. Fats TV in the building. You an Eagles fan too? All these Eagles coming in here. Y'all should have been over here earlier. We was talking about them Eagles. We actually think them Eagles have a chance to lose today up there in Minnesota. And we had Teran on the panel earlier. He's an Eagles fan, and he, and I agree with him, thinks that y'all need to move on from A.J. Brown. Because I think that he's causing turmoil in y'all's offense, and, you know, that's the reason why y'all been looking a little just out of sorts on the offensive side of the ball. But, yeah, we think them Eagles might go to Minnesota and take an L today. What y'all think about that? Because, I mean, they have not been playing like this, Super Bowl gonna beat everybody team. Stress-free for you, know what I'm saying, man? Y'all get Carter back today? Okay. That'll make a difference for sure. Carter is definitely a difference maker. So that's something worth talking about. I didn't realize that he came back today, but yeah, that's something worth talking about. He's a difference maker. You don't totally disagree? Yeah, I just think that AJ, I think the turmoil that he caused after he made that comment after week 2 or 3 has been the reason why y'all's offense hasn't looked to be clicking since then. Because I think, they came out one week and were trying to force the ball to him. And I think y'all took an L then, or y'all maybe just barely got by with a win. Haven't really been featuring Saquon enough. He hasn't been getting enough touches, in my opinion. So, all of those things really seems like a good reason to move on from him. I think the other receivers that they all have on the team could definitely step up, and they've been acting like number ones. I mean, really, Devonta Smith, why couldn't he be your number one receiver? You bring in somebody else that's a good, solid receiver, but not one that wants all of the spotlight on him, and that could be the makings of your next Super Bowl run. You know what I'm saying, man? You said it's a stress-free week of football. The Ravens on the bye, the Squealers lost. Who's your team, you know what I'm saying, man? Are you a Ravens fan? The Ravens, man, it's like without Lamar, they have been just nothing. They can't score. The defense looked like it can't stop anything. It's like, did everybody give up when Lamar went down? You said that's normal frustration for y'all's offense, Uncle L. But can that, the Steelers lost to the Flacco Bengals on Thursday night. Yeah, they lost to the Flacco and the Bengals on Thursday night. So you said that's normal frustration for y'all's offense. Can they overcome that? Because it just seems like things have been just a struggle for the offense this season. It hasn't looked like before. I mean, maybe that's because of, offensive linemen moving and stuff like that. But you say y'all got a tarted head coach. So, I mean, Harbaugh was good when y'all was making the Super Bowl runs and y'all had the good defenses and stuff. What's he doing now? What is Harbaugh doing now? That's the problem. Because, I mean, that's a Super Bowl winning head coach there. So, but yeah, the Old Man Bowl, Uncle L, the Steelers and the Bengals is the Old Man Bowl. Flacco beat Aaron Rodgers. I didn't watch a second of it. I wasn't interested. I'm surprised they scored as many points as they both did. Mr. Skinny TV in the building. Salute. Salute to you. Yeah, we've been here for a minute. See, y'all Super Bowl champions getting everybody's best shot. Now that's true, Fats. That's true. Everybody, has y'all on that pedestal, and beating the Super Bowl champs is, a big deal for you as a team or whatever. But question is, can y'all endure it and get through the season? Can y'all endure everybody's best shot and make it through the season? I mean, your record's fine now at 4-2, but is that going to be enough if the Commanders, let's say the Commanders get a win today in Dallas, and now they're 4-3, and say y'all do lose today at Minnesota, both y'all 4-3. What does that look like going forward? Say the Cowboys get their act together and their defense can actually play, and they actually win today. They go to 3-1, but y'all lose and y'all 4-3. How does that look? You know what I'm saying, man? You said Harbaugh sabotaging the Ravens by playing terrible offensive guard number 77, who's responsible for Lamar's injury. Oh, okay, I got you. So you blame him for Lamar's injury because of the lineman that he's playing. Sirianni gonna get the offense together, Uncle L? We shall see.
Sorry, I'm not sure who's speaking. Who is this?
Damn, you can't even say sorry without Siri ear hustling in this motherfucker. But yeah, You said he's going to get the offense together. We'll see. I don't understand why the offense is not together. That's my question. Why is the offense, unless it's an offensive line issue, you know, I know they lost some pieces. Unless it's an offensive line issue, I don't understand why the offense is not together right now. Other than AJ with that nonsense, I don't understand why the offense is not together. Why aren't they using Saquon the way that, you know, we know he can be used? Devonta Smith is a perfectly fine number one receiver. So, you know, build your offense, play your offense. Don't let one player rattle the whole offense. But that's just the way I'm observing it. I'm a 49ers fan, so, hey, y'all keep doing y'all. I want y'all to look bad. You know, I'm a 49ers fan. I'm surprised that our mass unit team is at 4-2 the way they are. That's the best I can say. I'm surprised my 49ers are 4-2. I did not expect any of this with all the injuries that they've endured. Well, if nobody else gonna hit the link, I'm pretty much done talking. Been here 2.5 hours. Covered last week's slate. We covered this week's upcoming slate of games. Keep you up to date. The Rams in Jacksonville over there in London right now, 28-7. 6 minutes and 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Jacksonville just got on the board with their touchdown here in their last drive, but the Rams have the ball right now. Devontae Adams has had a pretty good game. He had 2 early touchdowns. Sam Darnold has 4 passing touchdowns on the day. So big game for him so far. I mean, Matthew Stafford. I'm sorry, not Sam Darnold. Matthew Stafford has 4 passing touchdowns on the day. So good game for him so far. They got the ball. They're trying to, of course, run some time down on the clock. It's 3rd and 6 for them. And like I said, they just gave up a touchdown on the last drive. So they don't want to keep on having these drives where they're just running clock and not scoring. But they are in control right now, up by 3 touchdowns. This week's slate of games is kind of boo-boo. There's some big games and then there's some boo-boo games. Just my opinion. Patriots and Titans. I think the Patriots will get that win. Just had a pass interference, it looks like. Or no, holding. I guess they're going to call it defensive holding, not pass interference. Trying to defend Devontae Adams. Saints and Bears. Who wants to watch that, right? Bears will probably get that win because they're at home. I don't have a whole lot of faith in them, but the Saints are looking at first pick in the draft, in my opinion, right? Dolphins and Browns again. Who wants to watch that? They won't even play Shadur Sanders on the Browns. And the Dolphins, they just boo-boo. Tyreek Hill was happy to get injured for the season and be done with that team, it seemed like, right? Panthers and Jets. Panthers have not won a game on the road yet. Jets have not won a game at all. So both of them teams need to prove that they can win a game. Panthers need to prove they can win a game on the road. Jets need to prove they can win a game, period. I was, talking with Ears early, and I actually probably think the Jets might get that. I mean, the Panthers just have not proven to me they can win on the road. The Jets are bad, but they're not 0-17 bad in my opinion, right? Eagles and Vikings, we just talked about them a lot. I think the Vikings will get the win at home. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Vikings will get the win at home. Eagles still got some stuff to figure out. But you did say they're getting Carter back. I don't know if he'll make a difference, first week back or not. We'll see. Raiders and Chiefs. Chiefs favored big in this one. Geno, so turnover prone. If I could bet on Geno having 2 interceptions or more in this game, which there might be an actual prop out there for it, I want to see what the line prop is for Geno having 2 interceptions or more. Because that's about what he's averaging right now. And yeah, he has 10 interceptions on the season right now. We're in week 7 and he has 10 interceptions. So let me see if there's a prop for Geno averaging or Geno having an interception. Let's see. I don't know if that's an actual prop they put out here. Yeah, I don't see that one. Yeah, I wish they did give me a prop for like either the Chiefs defense having an interception or Geno throwing an interception or something like that. I'm not saying it's going to be a pick six, but I do think that Geno will have another interception in this game because he's just that turnover prone. I don't know what he'd be looking at, but yeah. So, 12.5, again, I don't like that line. I don't like how big that line is, but the Chiefs will probably cover it, real talk. The Raiders just ain't doing much. They're also a team that's probably looking at first pick in the draft. Giants and Broncos, roughing the pass on the defense in the game. Rams are going to get the ball at the 1 yard line. So we'll see if they pass it again and Matthew Stafford gets 5 passing touchdowns or if they end up running this one in. That was just so unnecessary too, dude. Yeah, that was just dumb. That was like a frustration penalty. I think the Broncos will win this game. I think they'll probably turn over Jackson Dart. I think the Broncos will actually probably have a pick six or a fumble six or something like that in this game. I think their defense is just playing kind of at a different level, and they'll throw some things at Dart that he hasn't seen on this NFL level before. Touchdown, Devontae Adams again from Matthew Stafford. So Devontae Adams has 3 touchdowns in this game. Matthew Stafford has 5 passing touchdowns in this game. Hopefully you're not playing against any of those people because if you are, not good. Thankfully, I'm not playing against any of them this week. But yeah, so if you're going against any of those guys this week, it's not a good look for you right now, especially Devontae Adams, all these touchdowns, Matthew Stafford, all these passing touchdowns. Yeah, not a good look at all. Why didn't they give it to Kyron Williams? Let him run it in, though. I got him on one of my teams. They had it on the 1 yard line. Y'all just being greedy, Stafford. Just being greedy. Man, give it to the running back and let him run it in. All right. Colts and Chargers. I think the Colts will win this game. I think the Colts will win that game. They're getting 2.5 points, but I think they'll win that game outright. Personally, Colts are playing better. Chargers, they pretend to be good, but then they lose games, and in just a weird fashion. So I think the Colts will win that game. Colts have been looking really good this year. Commanders and Cowboys, we talked about that some. I bet on the Cowboys in this one just because I think it's going to be an offensive shootout. Neither one of the defenses are that great. So this game could go either way. It's kind of a toss-up, but I think the Cowboys offense and Dak and them are playing really well, I think, and they get CeeDee Lamb back this week, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys on that one, but, they're known to lose, so you just never tell, just like we talked about them last week with Carolina. Packers and Cardinals, we talked about earlier. I think the Cardinals have a video game mentality. Hey, yo, split us, salute. Cardinals kind of have a video game mentality to me. I think the Packers will win this game. I don't know if 6.5 points is a good line, but I think the Packers will win the game outright at Arizona just because the Cardinals know how to lose games. You said rise up, them Falcons. Them Falcons been playing good this year. They've been playing good. Falcons at 49ers. I picked my 49ers, obviously, against them Falcons. If the game were in Atlanta, I would probably pick the Falcons, but because it's in San Francisco, I'm going to go with the 49ers, and that's just talking about who's going to win. Obviously, I want my team to win no matter where the game is, but as far as betting odds and stuff like that, because the game is in San Francisco, I personally will take the 49ers giving up the 1.5 point. That's Sunday Night Football. Your Monday Night Football game, you got Tampa at the Lions. Tampa getting 5.5 points at the Lions. I like Tampa with the 5.5 points. I don't know who's going to win the game. Oh, yeah, I know, Coach Splitter. You good. Yeah, I think it'll be a good game, too. The 49ers and Falcons, I think it'll be a good game. Yeah, I think it should definitely be a good game. I just, because the 49ers are at home, that's why I would take them on that one. Bucks and Lions. I'm taking the Bucks plus 5.5. They may not win the game outright, but I'm taking the Bucks plus 5.5 in this one. I think 5.5 is way too many points to be given to Bucks. The way Baker and them have been playing every game, it's not like you can't say it's a fluke. We're in week 7. They've been playing like this every game. Baker, to me, is in the conversation for MVP of the league, so I don't see how you can give 5.5 points to the Bucks, even at the Lions, who just lost. Texans at Seahawks. Grand Rising, Mika. Hopefully all is well. Texans at Seahawks. Seahawks favored at home by 3.5. Sure. I mean, fine. Texans aren't that great. Baker's going for MVP. Yeah, I think Baker's definitely in the MVP conversation. Evans should be playing as well. Right. Mike Evans should be playing. The guy Ears was talking about earlier, shit, I can't ever say his name. Yanuba, whatever his name is. I think he's out at receiver, but Mike Evans should be playing. You said Bijan and Baker, the top MVP candidates right now. If they would give it to a running back, then I could see Bijan. But I don't think they'll give MVP to a running back unless he's doing like you got to have a Saquon season, like a McCaffrey type season. Bijan is definitely balling. He is balling, and he just has to keep it going for the rest of the season like that for him to be really in that conversation. Baker, he's getting the benefit of the plays. Yeah. Is he supposed to play? Splitter? Okay. If he plays, then that's better for them too. Yeah, Yakuba or whatever his name is. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, if he plays, that's even better. Right now, he's questionable with the hamstring, but it's not until tomorrow night, so he's got a little more time to get that right. If he plays too, that's even better for them getting 5.5 points. Yeah, Bijan is definitely on pace to have that type of season. So if he keeps that up, he could be in the conversation for sure. Yeah, Baker is definitely playing lights out this year. I got to give him credit. I'm a Baker fan. You know, when he's not playing against the 49ers, I'm a Baker fan. I like the way he plays. His grit, his toughness. He don't give up on a play. 49ers, like I said, they had him dead to rights on that third down play last week, and apparently they didn't, So, yeah, shout out to them. But yeah, I definitely put Baker in that discussion. Who else would be in that discussion, MVP right now? Other than, you say Bijan and running back. I'm trying to think of maybe some other quarterbacks that might be in that discussion. Well, Dak is in that discussion for sure. He's playing lights out on the offensive side of the ball for the Cowboys. So Dak would be in that discussion. Baker would be in that discussion. That's at quarterback. Yeah, that's about what I see there right now. Josh Allen, maybe, but, they're kind of up and down. Baker and Dak have been consistent every single game. Josh Allen be kind of on the outside looking in. Yeah, so I'd say Baker, Dak, and then, like you say, you throw Bijan in there from the running back perspective. I don't know if there's it. Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's playing lights out at receiver. Oh, my goodness. He got 6 touchdowns already. So he got a touchdown per game, So he's playing lights out at receiver. AJ or Travis Hunter. And Travis Hunter just had a nice touchdown reception in this game here. It was approximately 40 yards or so. So yeah, but the Jaguars aren't playing him right. They gotta keep playing him right, man. 34-yard touchdown on that Travis Hunter one. Yeah. The Jaguars, they got to play them right. Yeah, we're approaching the midway point of the season. We got the 18-week season, so we got a couple more weeks, and we'll be at that midway point. We can really start diving into some of these MVP conversations, Rookie of the Year, all of those types of things, and who we think is really, truly on pace. That's where we'll have a real full set to look at. Sometimes we like to make these determinations early and then that player has a fall off. But yeah, right now, the way these players are playing, Baker, Dak, like you say, Bijan, they're all looking good, as long as they play consistent. Man, Trevor is out there running for his life. Goodness gracious. He is out there running for his life. Coach Splitter said Baker, Bijan, and Dak, St. Brown, but they'll never give it a receiver unless they have like 2,500 yards. Exactly. That's the thing. They're not going to give it to him off of number of touchdowns for St. Brown. They won't give it to him off another touchdowns. And he has he only got 452 yards on the season, which is not bad, but it ain't like lights out either. So, but yeah, so Baker, Bijan, and Dak, I think they're right now, and more so Baker and Dak, because again, it's going to be hard for them to give it to a running back unless he has some crazy season. So Baker and Dak right now, I think, are the top two, and then everybody else kind of outside looking in. Travis Hunter just had another nice reception. They can almost not stop him whenever Trevor Lawrence throws the ball to him. I mean, Travis Hunter always just about at the end of the play almost ends up with the ball. He has 8 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown in this game. They got to keep lining them up, man. Keep putting them out there. The guy is almost unstoppable on offense. So the Jaguars are marching it down the field right now. 2:39 left in the fourth quarter. They got it at about the 15-yard line or so. So they're trying to march down, trying to put some more points on the board. Granted, they're losing 35-7, and they really don't have enough time to come back. But they're trying to put some more points on the board here, try to make it a little bit looking of a respectable score. I could take Trevor Lawrence with another passing touchdown for my fantasy. Yeah, I think Travis Hunter is definitely comfortable in NFL game speed at this point. I don't think the defenses are comfortable with him. Yeah, I don't think the defenses are comfortable with him out there, really. His speed is a problem for a lot of them. 2nd and 6. Jaguars have the ball. They're driving. 7-yard line. Clock is ticking. So like I said, and they're about to let it go down to the 2-minute warning. I don't know if they're going to snap it before it or not. Okay, they did. Trevor Lawrence gets sacked. So now they back at about the 14-yard line because he's standing there like a statue. 3rd down from about the 14-yard line. But it's 3rd and goal. Yeah, he does all this pump faking and stuff and don't let the ball go. So 2-minute warning there. Like I said, the Jaguars have the ball. About the 14-yard line now, 3rd and goal. I'm sure they'll go for it on 4th down if they don't make it, but hopefully he'll pass it into the end zone on 3rd down. They're at commercial now for the 2-minute warning. I'm going to get y'all through the end of this game, and then we're going to get up out of here. Let y'all get into watching the early slate of games and whatever else is you're going to get on with your day. Let's flip back over here. Again, we're looking at, let me refresh, looking at this game, 35-7, Jaguars and Rams. 2 minutes remaining. 3rd and 13 from the 14-yard line. So do they have, I don't know if they have room to get a 1st down at the 1-yard line or not, but we'll see when they come back from commercial. But yeah, we're going to take y'all to the end of this game, then we're going to get up out of here. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. Hopefully your teams, as long as they're not playing against my team, does well. Hey, yo, chill. Your TV a little faster. No, my bad, bro. My bad. My bad. I don't mean to be giving away spoilers. I'm just trying to keep the people updated on what's happening in the game. I don't mean to be giving away spoilers. This at the 2-minute warning now, so if your TV ain't caught up to the 2-minute warning, it's a problem. Random Colts Super Bowl coming our way? Colts Super Bowl. They got a lot of teams that they got to overcome in the AFC if they go into the Super Bowl. Right now, they are considered the number 1 team in the NFL. This is the standings, the overall standings for the entire league. So regardless of your conference, division, any of that, right? So right now the Colts are at 5-1, the top team in the NFL. I think the next thing that they take into account is the points for and the points against when it comes to that. The AFC does seem kind of soft this year. A lot of the teams that we expected to be the runaway leaders aren't. I mean, Kansas City, you don't see them anywhere in the top teams. Who else? Buffalo, they're number 4. You know, they're the second AFC team. The Broncos, they're kind of surprising to me being up that high. Jaguars actually are up higher than I expected, even though they're getting their butts whooped right now. So they do have the opportunity to get a first down at the 1 yard line. It's 3rd and 13. I'm not going to tell you what just happened on that play, Fats, but it just made me laugh out loud. I'm not going to tell you what happened. I got Trevor Lawrence on my fantasy team, so I'm watching his performance mainly, and that play just made me laugh out loud. The Colts haven't beat anybody good. Let's see who the Colts played against. We got a little, y'all want to have some Colts talk. Who have the Colts played against so far this season? Let's see. All right, so they started the season. They played against the Dolphins, who we see are trash. They beat the Broncos. The Broncos are actually a pretty good team. They beat the Titans, who are trash. They beat LA. Who is this? Is this the Rams or who? Okay, I got you, bro. You can go off camera if you want to. We got Coach Splitter in the building. Salute to you.
Hey, yo, what up, bro?
Chilling. What's going on?
Man, same old, man. Good to talk to you. It's been a while.
Yes, sir. Good to speak to you. Absolutely.
Shout out to the chat. Happy football Sunday, you know?
Yes, sir.
Man, nah, I just didn't. I was like, it's open panel. I could just get up there and just talk real fast.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's welcome.
Yeah. But nah, this season is up in the air, man. There's no clear number 1 team right now. I mean,
I agree.
You can go off rankings, you can go off wins, whatever. That's why I'm not even getting too excited about my Falcons. And I'm like, all right, y'all getting excited. Y'all remember what happened last season? Y'all remember what happened season before that?
Right.
So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. But nah, it's a good season so far, man.
I agree. There's a lot of parity. Nobody's really running away with anything, so it makes it, you know, more interesting. You know, it's one thing when you got one team that's undefeated and all these other teams that got 1 and 2 wins. But right now, a lot of teams right around that 500, and a lot of the teams that we expected to be some of the runaway teams are right there at 500 with everybody else. The Chiefs, the Bills, you know, all those teams like that. They right there with everybody else. So that parity, I think, is a good thing.
Sometimes you need it because when you have those clear-cut favorites, then everybody starts betting on that person for Vegas or whatever or something like that. So then the Super Bowl odds get crazy. But
right,
it's just like college football right now. Like college football is wide open.
Yep. Shout out to my Arizona State Sun Devils. They put it on Texas Tech yesterday, number 7 team in the nation.
Yeah, shout out to them. That was an unexpected win. Because everybody was high on Texas Tech too. But they ain't had a quarterback, so
right. Hey, it is what it is, right?
Next man up.
That's right. That's right. And I was looking at the college standings, and I see everybody been high on Texas with this Arch Manning and all that, but they haven't done much of anything. They got the same record as Arizona State. Arizona State just beat number 17. Can we get some love? Can we get in some ranking? Can we get some some votes?
Texas trash. The only thing Texas got is a defense. Arch Manning is too unexperienced. He needs to get out there and get more reps.
Yep.
And see, the thing was, everybody was expecting him to come out there and be, Heisman or something like that. The dude, if you saw the league he played in when he was in high school, he played against like unathletic kids. They showed like one video of him shaking a dude up. Dude couldn't even set his feet to make a tackle. So like Arch didn't do nothing. All he did was like some little weak move. And Arch got agility, right? So he's got the skills. He's got the athleticism. It's just Sarkisian don't know what he's doing. So
right. Yeah, hey, 40 the splatter. I got some beef with you on that because you talking about Notre Dame too. Notre Dame got the same record as Arizona State too, and they got them ranked all high Now I know they played against some
Frauds.
teams and all that, but hey, man, what we doing here? Notre Dame overrated.
Yeah. Saying it's wide open, man. It's like if any you a college football fan, if you remember the 2007 season, that is the current season right now. By
Mhm.
week 12, we will still not know who is in the playoff or who's doing this or who's doing that. It's gonna be crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah. I mean, you got Ohio State, Miami. You know, they looking strong. You know, stuff like that. But
frauds. I knew Miami was frauds. They can't run the ball.
hey, there it is.
God damn, Jaguars, how y'all get your ass bust like that in London?
Man, terrible.
That's y'all home. That's y'all second home field.
Right.
It's in London.
Supposed to be. And
Yeah,
they just scored. They just scored their points right there, really towards the end of the game.
Really?
Yeah, they scored a touchdown. They was losing 28-0. They scored a touchdown. Then the Rams scored another touchdown, and then that's all they did.
Wow.
Yeah. Boo boo.
Poverty.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. But yeah, as just with that MVP conversation we were saying, it's like out of them three, Dak, Bijan, and Baker, them I don't see nobody else really. I mean, you could say Josh Allen, because
Right.
it's Josh Allen, right? But
Right.
him and James Cook, the only thing the Bills have right now.
Yeah.
All their receivers hurt.
Yeah, they looking real suspect.
I say if Dak had if he had a more competent secondary on his defense, they would be playing better, because that's what's really blowing the Cowboys right now. Their secondary is trash. They got a good front seven, good linebacker core. Let me be careful complimenting the darn Cowboys, because I know who's in the chat right now. I don't need nobody to be like, oh yeah, you're a Cowboys fan. Yeah. No, y'all suck. All right. Forever. I was on
facts is
Jay panel
facts.
one time.
Yeah,
And,
facts is facts though. Dak is balling this year. The offense is balling this year. They defense, it leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, exactly. I was on Just Jay's panel, one of her first lives, and she tried to con me into saying who America's team was, and I said not the Cowboys, and she was like,
Right.
"You said the Cowboys, you said the Cowboys." I was like, "No, you can't hear." I said not.
There she go right there. She in the chat talking, John.
See, there she go.
Hit the link, Just Jay. Come up here and rep your Cowboys.
We heard you say go Kyle. Ain't Tristan ain't never said nothing about no go Kyle. Nothing. That's you talking about the real Cowboys out there on, at the ranches doing the real work and all that. That's what you talking about.
Come on, Just Jay. Come up here and rep your team, because we just gonna trash them. You don't have Lovelace here. I mean, Carl Belton, he in the chat. He a Cowboys fan too. Well, come up here and rep your team.
Carl Belton, my guy. Who all was in the chat? I just got on. Like,
we got Just Jay. We got 40 the Splatter. Yam Sandman was here a little earlier. Mika was here.
Oh, I see. Ears was in here at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, he was in here a little bit earlier. Yeah. He said, "Leave your raggedy ass Cowboys alone, Carl Belton."
See, at least Carl Belton, he could,
he reasonable.
Yeah,
right.
At least the raggedy part.
Right. He being reasonable about it.
I gotta be real though, Berg, man. During Javonte Williams and George Pickens been coming through for me on one of my fantasy teams.
Oh,
which I'm sorry. Me and Ears, I somehow did not get in the $25 league. It was just a little it wasn't even misunderstanding. It was just miscommunication or whatever. Like he set up a new league and I missed that message, so I didn't. So it's really my fault. But I wanted to be in that league so bad this year. I was ready.
Yeah, we in there too. So Larry Wade he said, question, start Goff versus Tampa Bay or Hurts versus Minnesota. I like Goff myself, in terms of getting stats wise, just talking about fantasy wise, I like Goff better than Hurts in this situation. Me personally. They're at home. I think Tampa is going to play good, but I think Goff will still get his stats and points.
Yeah, I think. You look at Tampa Bay's defense versus Minnesota's defense, right? Minnesota, they got a really good defense. They just got a trash offense right now. So it really sets them up for failure. But then again, the Eagles, that's the island of the misfit NFL players right now. So, if AJ Brown ain't getting 20 targets a game, he mad, he ready to lead the team.
Right.
Him being mad and got Devontae Smith pissed because he out there trying to be a professional, and you got AJ where they crying about everything.
Right.
I would go with golf, man, because I'm in raw hot.
Mm-hmm.
Still got Gibbs and Montgomery out the backfield. They got Porta and that other dude. It's a tight end. I forget his name. What's his name? Tesla or something like that. Dude went off the preseason.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, he went off the preseason.
Real quick. Actually, this game ain't until Monday night, so it don't have to be quick. Yam Sandman was saying, would you go with Baker or Goff in that game of Tampa Bay versus Detroit? Yeah, I go Baker there.
Baker, my starter on one of my fantasy teams, and he ain't let me down yet. And I drafted him. I drafted him, so I
go Baker all day in every game. This season so far, I would put Baker. Only other person I would even question would be Dak. As far as Baker is concerned, the only other person would be Dak that I would even question. So I go Baker.
I go Baker in a heartbeat.
Over Goff. Yeah.
Not saying that I wouldn't use Goff if I had him, but I definitely Baker in a heartbeat right now because Baker can't be stopped. He looking like what was that 2018 Baker at Oklahoma? How they planting the flag at Texas Tech and that was Ohio State. He did that. He planted the flag at Ohio State.
Yeah, that's just me. I will go with Baker. I think he's always going to get his stats. And like I said, I think Goff will play well as well. You might not be able to miss on that one. I mean, it might end up being a shootout where they both, throwing the ball down the field really well.
It could be. They both can put up 300-400 yards.
Right.
They really can.
Yeah. I definitely believe that they could both have really good games today, and it might end up being one of those shootouts that they both might just have really good stats.
Yeah, man, I did go on all four of my teams. I went running back by committee. I learned my lesson from the last few seasons. I got on one team. Now check this out. Now one team I got Bijan, Jonathan Taylor, and James Cook. My three running backs and my three starters, and I got Josh Allen as a quarterback. Don't ask me how I got all of them, but I got them.
Yeah, I don't know how people let that happen.
That's what I was saying. I was like, "What are y'all doing?"
Because there's no way you should have been able to. There's no way you should have been able to get Bijan and Jonathan Taylor.
Well, Bijan was my first pick.
Right. Okay.
People was too quick to pick Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey. Who else? Who was another
Saquon?
Saquon. They had Chase Brown ranked ahead of Jonathan Taylor and James Cook. So that's why people was just picking them off the board first.
Right.
But I was like, hold on, no. Colts got a new quarterback. They got Daniel Jones. I believe in Daniel Jones. I'm going with Taylor. I feel like he gonna have a good season, and boy, was I right.
Yeah, he putting them numbers this year.
And the way that I have it, the way that I drafted him, Berg, it was so Bijan had the first bye week, and then James Cook had one 2 weeks later. So no matter which week I play, I'm gonna have two of them boys playing regardless.
Right.
So
again, people like I was talking about with ears a little bit earlier, and now here you hear Coach Splitter. That's the way you got to be thinking about fantasy sometimes. If you're trying to educate yourself on fantasy, and we're talking about going all the way back to how you draft your team. Yeah. You got to be looking for some of those situations. Like if you want to get all those top running backs, that's fine. But who are going to be your second and third running backs? Are their bye weeks going to match up properly and stuff like that? You got to think about all of that stuff in advance.
Yep. I have lost championships because of the fact that I had all my top point scorers were on the bench for bye weeks and stuff like that.
Yep. You got to look at all that. Shout out to Carl Belton with that $20 super chat. Salute, Iceberg. I'm telling you, classic 92-93 Jimmy Johnson Dallas Cowboys VHS tapes off the hook. Yeah, hear them glory days.
Hey, that's old. I was born in 93. That's a long time ago.
Oh wow, y'all some young bucks. I was around for all of that. I was born in 79, so yeah, I was around for them.
93 till infinity. That's me.
Yeah. So Carl Belton, he go back to them old school Cowboys in their glory days, 20-something years ago.
Right,
Shout
but I
out to,
mean, like, that's fine. I mean, you can, I get it, right? You want to live on the glory years and all that. But, like, having the delusion from those years should not last 30 years. It should only last like a year or two.
I agree. And Carl Belton is one that you see is not delusional
Right.
with it. You know?
Yeah. Like, so, okay. So, like, Belton, I got a cousin or two that they're realistic Cowboys fans. They
Right.
just, it's just fun to still troll them.
Yeah.
And then I can't tell you no other realistic Cowboys. Oh well, nah. I got a coworker. He alright. He alright.
Right. Yeah, like I got a coworker, he a Cowboys fan, and he's realistic about it too, you know.
Yeah.
So
Until they win, they be like,
right,
yeah,
right.
we the best. We going
Right.
to the Super Bowl, and I'm like, yeah,
But
all
you know,
right,
every
calm
season
down.
starts like that, you know.
Yep. I'm like, all right, calm down, buddy. It ain't that big of a deal. It's just one regular season game. Relax.
Yeah, right.
Hey, shout out to Devontae Adams for giving me them. How many points he gave me?
Oh,
24
yeah.
points.
He had
Let's
3
go.
touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to
Yeah.
they should have had more catches, but shout out to them 3 touchdowns though.
Right. Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns. Stafford kept going to him.
That's right.
Yeah. Yam Sandman said Chase Brown being ranked as high as he was a joke to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
It really was, because I was confused too when I saw that. I was like, because I saw people taking them off the board, and I was like, what are y'all doing? Like,
Right.
all these other running backs.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
But
So I said,
yeah,
okay, y'all want me to win? I'll take them. I will.
Right. If they there, take them. Hey, when you in the draft, you can't feel bad about people leaving the player there because they all had the opportunity to take them. So if the
That's
player's there right there for the pickings for you, and you end up with like the number 1 and number 2 running back in the league, so be it.
And I skipped on McCaffrey. I could have got McCaffrey over Jonathan Taylor, but I didn't. I left him hanging. I was
That's
like,
the right move this year.
Every time but see, that's the thing, Berg. So I'll draft him one season. He might start off real well and then get hurt, or he'll just be out the whole season, or he'll come like last season. I drafted him, right? He came back, had like one good game, and then got hurt the next game. And then that was just a waste of a draft pick. It didn't do me any good.
Yep.
So I was like, and that's happened to me twice with McCaffrey. So I was like, yeah, I can't do it again.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely the right move for you to make this season. I can't say anything wrong
Anybody
about
that has them, salute to you. You know, you did the right thing. But me, I was like, nope. Push you on down the line real quick.
All right. The early games are kicking off now. You got the Saints at the Bears, the Panthers at the Jets, the Eagles at the Vikings, Patriots at the Titans, Dolphins at the Browns, Raiders at the Chiefs. Those are your early games that are starting all kickoffs right now. Hopefully you got your fantasy lineup set. Hopefully you got your parlay tickets in. You can still get them in for them 4:00 games. 4:00 slate. Giants at the Broncos, Colts at the Chargers. Probably game of the week will be Commanders at the Cowboys, and you got the Packers at the Cardinals. And then the night game, Ayo's Falcons against my 49ers.
Yep.
2
Shout
Monday
out
night
to us.
games. Yeah, shout out to
Shout
us
out
holding
to
down
us.
Sunday night. I was against Ear's team last week, his Bucks.
Now you
Now I'm
against
against Ayo's Falcons.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, but shout out to the NFL for giving us these doubleheaders on Monday night, man. They've been coming in clutch. I know if you didn't watch both games last weekend, you missed, or last week, you missed out, because that Commanders Bears game was insane.
Right. Yeah. shout out to them for that, for sure. Because, I mean, I expect this Bucks Lions game to be pretty entertaining as well.
Same thing, bro. But look, it's a crazy slate of games at 4. You got Colts and Chargers, Packers, Cardinals, Commanders, Cowboys, and then us tonight, Falcons, 49ers.
Yep.
Then you got a double header on Monday. Good Lord.
Yep.
This is insane.
Right. And we started off with the early game. Now, it was a blowout, but
It's a blowout, but still, you got up at 9:30 this morning. You had football on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
It was a game. Yeah.
I love those international games. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, it gets things started off right. You might as well take advantage of it. NFL is an international sport, so you might as well take advantage of it. And like you said, we get games all day and night, basically. You know, from 9:30 in the morning till that Night game, it'll go off, probably around 11 something or whatever, and then you come back tomorrow and you got games again from 7 all the way to probably about midnight here on the East Coast.
Midnight. That game,
Right.
that Seahawks Texans game gonna go past midnight.
Right. Yeah, it don't start till 10.
Don't
So
start
it's
till 10.
it's gonna be 12:30, 1 o'clock before that game go off.
The sun still gonna be shining out there where they at. Moon gonna be up over here.
Right.
Shoot.
Yeah.
But nah,
so-
I'm excited. There's some good matchups.
Absolutely.
Good matchups.
Absolutely. So I'm about to get up out of here, y'all, unless we got anything else to talk about. I'm going to let y'all get into these games. I'm going to go pay attention to some of these games to get some more stuff done throughout the day.
Yeah, man, same thing. I got a busy week of clients and that's a blessing. Oh, everybody that know about, the training business, everything's going good, man. We going up. Things are going up.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I love to hear my brothers out there growing and excelling, succeeding in whatever it is that you out there trying to do, man. Much love to you. Much success to you.
Appreciate that,
Absolutely.
brother.
Absolutely.
Just had to come tell it with my good people, man, because I know y'all always show me love. But I'm gonna try to get some content up there for y'all, man. I'm just lazy with content. I just don't be caring. I like to train people and do the things, doing all the recording and trying to come with all these ideas and stuff. I just don't do that. But I'm gonna get some stuff up there for y'all so y'all can check it out.
Yeah, come on. Let us see what you're doing so we can support you for real, brother. For real.
I got you.
Man, much love to you, man. Keep on doing your thing. Keep on growing what you are passionate about, for sure.
I appreciate it, bro. Much love. Hey yo to everybody. Salute to the chat. Peace, love, and soul. Your boy Hey Yo is gone.
Salute. That's Ayo Splitter, y'all. Coach Splitter in the building. That's that Falcons fan representing the ATL. Salute to the brother. Always coming through, always on the positive stuff, showing love, and I want to show that love right back, man. Man, shout out to all of y'all who rocked out with your boy this morning. Everybody who hit the link. Shout out to the homie Ears. Shout out to Ayo Splitter hitting the link. Shout out to everybody who was in the chat. Oh, shout out to Kiss My Cheek. She hit the link a little bit earlier. Shout out to everybody in the chat who just participated in the conversation. I know this conversation isn't for everybody, but I appreciate everybody who came through just to show some support. Appreciate everybody who actually did participate in the conversation, man. It's always great to have y'all here. It's great to rap with y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all around on these YouTube streets, though. I'll be out and about. Y'all make sure y'all have a wonderful day. Make sure you do something good for yourself, and then make sure you do something good for somebody else. I had this mug today. It says do good, right? That's what we trying to preach. Let me see if I can get it where y'all can read it. There we go. Do good. That's what the mug says. Do good. So do something good for yourself and then do something good for somebody else. That karma will come back to you in a positive way, and it will make you feel good to actually do something and see the joy and the benefit of somebody else, right? So take care of yourselves. Protect your peace, as Lovelace likes to say, and y'all make sure y'all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. It's football Sunday, like Carl Belton said. Football Sunday season. Let's go. Hey, y'all make sure y'all have a wonderful day, good people. This is Iceberg. Salute.
Now, as they say in your country, let us be out.